having some football, huh?
Saturday. And the weather, in a word, is spectacular. Temperature in the upper 70s. Low 80s by halftime. Stiff breeze. Today it's the Cavaliers of Virginia and the Hurricanes of Miami. And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brandt along with Doc Walker. Glad to have you along for what should be an interesting matchup. And Doc, in a season, help us out here. Had a lot of highs and lows, but one constant star has been Ja'Cory Harris of Miami.
He really has been, Tim. And you talk about the winds as I was on the field. Winds were blowing. What this kid did last week really defines you as a quarterback against the Demon Deacons. He made a great throw here to Johnson. This is a throw here for the win. Threw it right through a keyhole. Only place it could go. Canes win down against Wake Forest. And this young man has poise that's unbelievable. Tim, you've been doing this a long time. I haven't seen a guy as smooth as this young man is a sophomore.
Semi-finalist for the Davey O'Brien Award. How about the other side, Doc? The University of Virginia, banged up, beaten down a little bit. Quarterback, what are they going to do today?
Well, that's been a big mystery here. I think Verica will be the starter. Number 6, and he's played a lot. All three guys have played. If you look at what's going on with Sewell or here Hall, as you see, we've given you all three quarterbacks. They pretty much had about the same results. I think if I'm Verica, I like the idea that I had all week of practice. Sewell's nursing a shoulder. Hall's the guy who I think will have more defensive responsibilities today than offense. And I think they believe that they can move the ball with Verica. They are hanging their defense out to dry, folks. They have got to find a way to get some first downs, sustain some drives, and give them a chance to win.
One thing that jumps out certainly is the fact that Miami is a pass-first team, and the secondary for Virginia is very good. But if you look at the Toyota keys of the game, take us through this.
Well, Tim, effective offense. That means earn your scholarship. The defense has played in the 80s for 3 straight weeks. You have to give them a chance. You've got the personnel to get it done between the tackles, get it done. And for the Hurricanes, it's set up the knockout. Well, the knockout is the over-the-top, the long ball for a touchdown. They do it as well as anybody in America. But to do that, you've got to commit to the run, and they're also very good at that.
Talking about a knockout, how about this, Doc? Let me take you back to the window of time. The Hurricanes have been looking for this game. They circled the calendars. It is a redemption game. The final game ever in the Orange Bowl. Virginia hung a sign on the door that said 48-0. We've got the rematch coming up in South Florida, and it's coming up next.
Good job.
ACC football is being brought to you by RBC Bank, by Geico, by Carrabba's Italian Grill, by Steel, and by your local Toyota dealer.
There's a look at Benny Blades, and they have had some great ones down here in South Florida. Russell, Maryland is here as well. It's homecoming as the University of Virginia comes running in here to Landshark Stadium, 3-5, 2-2 in the Coastal Division. Miami Hurricanes ranked 16th. They're 6-2 and 3-2 in the Coastal Division. Let's go downstairs. The third member of our team, Mike Hogwood. Mike.
Thank you, Tim. And you mentioned breeze. Doc was down here. It is windy. It is swirling. It is worse than when you were down here a little while ago, Doc. Special teams coaches on both sides told me it's going to be a factor today. Mike's matchups, well, with a different quarterback for Virginia, they've got to establish a running game. We'll see what fullback Rashawn Jackson and tailback Mikael Simpson can do against a pretty tough but a little banged up Miami defense. That's Mike's matchup. The running game has to be successful for the Virginia Cavaliers. The crowd here on its feet waiting for the Hurricanes to come out. And here they come, led onto the field by Ibis. And we'll have the kickoff. Miami and Virginia here from Landshark Stadium in just a moment.
Raycom Sports is brought to you in high definition. High definition Raycom Sports bringing you today's game between the Cavaliers of Virginia and the Hurricanes of Miami. Miami won the toss and deferred, so Matt Bosher comes on. He'll kick off. And deep for Virginia is Chase Minifield. And he is dangerous. Chase Minifield, the son of the great Frank Minifield. You see his average, you see what he's done. And it's going to be interesting right out of the gates, Doc, to see what they do at that quarterback spot.
I got to hold on to the ball. They need possession. They need possession time.
Bosher kicking into the wind. This is a high kick that'll go to the 10. Mark it at the 7, and here comes Minifield. Not much there. They'll mark it at the 16, and that's where the Cavaliers of Virginia will start.
A little tentative on that.
Interesting Cavalier team. This is the 9th year for Al Groh. As you look at Mark Verica, he gets the start. 6'3", 200-pound junior. When Sewell left and Pete Lalich was dismissed, Verica took over but struggled with 8 touchdowns but 6 interceptions. So Jamil Sewell will not start the ball game. He's got an injured shoulder. I think they actually even x-rayed his clavicle, and the first run is going absolutely nowhere. That was Jackson, and there wasn't a whole lot there. So Verica gets the start. Sewell's been having a pretty good year. He shared the MVP award out of Virginia in 2008 and came back this year. He's a big lefty. Wasn't enrolled in school in 2008. And there's a look at Sewell. He wants to stay involved in the ball game. He ranks 8th in the ACC in passing average, but he will not be in this game. Here's a little screen. Dangerous pass and almost picked off.
Jarrett Campbell, that's his second play of dominance. I mean, it's the tackle, and this time he jumps on it. 2 tight end sets for the Cavaliers. Play away, but he jumps on the tight end, read it all the way. Excellent job by the secondary.
And he had Friedman open in the second level. His tight end had come clear. He missed him. And that happens when you're not playing a whole lot.
That's true.
So it's 3rd down and 9. They run the draw. This is Simpson.
Oh, he got close. He got really
and
close.
Simpson crosses the 25. Don't think he made it. It'll depend on the mark. Take a look at the CPI security starting lineups. We've called a bunch of them already. If you look at Virginia, there's Simpson. He just carried the ball. Jackson has already had 2 carries. Then there's Bird, Hall, and Tush is your tight end. And he's a good one. He stands 6'6", big target. Front line, big, strong. Bradley, Pasteur, Shields, Cabell, and Barker.
Now this goes right off the script, Tim, but the script for Miami, because UVA did not plan on coming out here and having a 3 and punt.
Nathan Radjin now will have to fool around with the wind. He gets a high tail wagger, and this will hang up there for a long time. And then it gets a big Miami bounce and continues to bounce up near midfield. So all the way back to the 48-yard line is where that ball will mark. CPI starting lineups for the University of Miami. And it's a pretty good one. This offense will put points on the board. Javaris James and Mike James are guys you want to keep an eye on. Bird, Hankerson, and Epps. Epps, your big tight end. Up front, Franklin, Trump, Figueroa in that middle, and they will run in there, but it'll be running to set up the pass. So great field position for the Hurricanes to start the game here offensively. And on 1st down, this is James. Tackle made by Chris Cook. Bring up 2nd and about 6. Defensively, Virginia's had a lot of success. This is a pretty active and a very talented defense. It's not what you see in the ACC very much. It's a 3-4 scheme with Collins, Jenkins, and Parr. The linebackers are very, very strong. Johnson, Greer, Childs, and Burrell. And then the secondary is very good. This secondary is talented enough and experienced enough to be the leaders of this ball club. Virginia ranks 5th in the nation in pass defense. 2nd down and long. They throw in the flat. This is complete. It'll be a 1st down for Miami. Your tight end Dedrick Epps is knocked out of bounds in Virginia territory at about the 38-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39.
That was a superior effort by Epps. He had 3 yards prior to the sticks on contact, but he won the battle. Kept his feet moving. Picks up a 1st down for Miami.
And the Hurricanes threatening to pick up points right out of the gates. 1st down and 10. Ball at the 39. So Corey Harris is very dangerous, and this is where he's best on the play action. That's complete to Johnson. Tavares Johnson out to the 30-yard line. Stop made there by Denzel Burrell. Pickup of 9.
Burrell's a good one. You know, with the wind blowing, and Mike Hogwood mentioned it, I was there about an hour ago, and I thought it might have an effect on Harris, who throws a real nice softball. But that time it went right where he needed it to go, and the Canes are moving forward. This is what you want, diversity in the offense, but you want to keep putting pressure on the defense.
Damian Berry comes in at tailback now for the Canes. Not a bad place here to take a shot deep. 2nd and 1. It's a waist down. Miami goes strong to the left. Johnson in motion, and there's Berry, who just checked in. He's got the first down. Tackle made by Steve Greer.
Well, you love your offense. Just get it going and be comfortable with it.
Well, Mark Whipple is your offensive coordinator. There he is. He installed a pro-style attack in an effort to get more balance and get better production out of his backs and receivers. And as you look at his biography, let me tell you that Miami in 3 years has gone with 3 different offensive coordinators in an effort to ignite this offense. Whip comes in and he starts to get a little bit solid. Yeah,
Whip's a keeper.
Harris throws, complete. Boy, that was a floater, a dangerous pass. Darius Johnson makes the catch.
Man, look at the pressure here. And you look at what Jacory does. He steps up in there, and he gets hit. Now watch the final end on this. We get the start, the finish, the ball comes right in. I mean, the guy is accurate. He's got it. Whatever it is, folks, he's got it.
Inside to the 5-yard line. He'll mark it at the 6. Tackle made by Childs. That ball was hit, and it was floating. You got to wonder why the secondary was so passive rather than attacking that ball. Look at the O'Reilly Auto Parts red zone. Better parts, better prices every single day. See what Miami has done in the red zone. 80% touchdowns, 19 and 5. That's your mark. 19 touchdowns, 5 field goals. Right here, after the great field position, the Canes will come away with the touchdown.
Yeah, but they're in rhythm.
Harris again, play action. They've got him, and he's going down. Terrific play by Cam Johnson, the outside linebacker.
That's what they needed, Tim. They needed to get him off course. They were too much of a rhythm. And you watch him come in basically unblocked. Now, if you're going to leave a guy unblocked, you better pick another kid than 56, because Cam Johnson does this big time. He's a keeper. The Virginia Cavaliers were wheeling. I haven't seen them push around like that this year.
Well, it's a loss of 14, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 19. And the Canes will go out of the shotgun.
Yep, got movement.
And this is going to be against Miami. They'll move him back even farther.
Could have been.
Matt Pippo, 65.
Pippo moved on the right side. They go Orlando Frank on the left side. Watch the right side, bottom of your screen. But he moved because Orlando Franklin on the other side, he kind of moved. So the Canes started off like gangbusters, but right now they're in reverse.
Denzel Burrell got a pretty good jump, too. He was hoping they wouldn't flag it. So now they need 24 yards for the first. And that'll take you all the way down to the 1. Harris, plenty of time, throws over the middle, incomplete. Started to get happy feeling, felt the pressure, just threw to an open area.
Yeah, I think he just threw it away. Yep. He just threw it in the ground as opposed to the tuba player. What a turnaround, and this is why the Cavaliers rank nationally defensively. It didn't look like anything was working for them in the first 5 plays, but the last 3 they dominated.
Offensive coordinator Mark Whipple's not happy. He thought he had a touchdown the way they were moving.
But you jinxed him when you showed him. Start talking about it.
Matt Bosher's kick is up. And he splits the sticks. And Miami's on the board. But it's not what the Canes wanted. They come away with 3. 9:08 to play, first quarter. Closed captioning for today's telecast provided by Bojangles, famous chicken and biscuits. You gotta want to need a have a Bojangles. Small craft warning out there today. Even in the intercoastal. Yesterday we saw Tiger Woods' boat goes by. Privacy. Of course, he's over in Thailand playing in a golf tournament, so he wasn't on it. Doc tried to confiscate the boat.
Oh no, brother. I wouldn't know what the boat looks like. That's your neck of the woods.
Pretty good drive, although that's not what they wanted. 9 plays, 27 yards, took 4:17 off the clock, and they settled for a 42-yard field goal. So Miami leads 3-0 as Matt Bosher kicks off, and Minifield will watch this one go out of the end zone for a touchback. So they'll bring it out to the 20. Defensively for the Miami Hurricanes, they run the traditional 4-3 scheme. Wesley, Joseph, Holmes, and Bailey across that front. They've been banged up as well. Moncourt will not play today. McCarthy, Sharpton, and Buchanan. Sean Spence, one of their leaders, was the ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. He cannot play. He's injured. And then there's Harris, Shields, Campbell, and Telemack in the backfield.
And Spence told me he hoped to be back for the Duke game.
Defense is banged up. It's been giving up a lot of yardage the last couple of weeks. And they're staying on the field too long. First down, Virginia. Verica tries to set up the screen. Miami smells it out and stops it.
My Van Dyke, the corner, bottom of the screen, is going to do a great job. He beats home on the outside, so he really took anywhere in the distance on the outside that maybe Simpson wanted to bounce. He took it away. Great job for a corner.
What a great job by Harris is right. He's played at a very high level the last several games. Second nationally in passes broken up. So it'll be second down and 11. Play clock down to 2. This is Simpson. Miami Hurricanes going after it today.
And sooner or later, Verica is going to have to get the ball in the air. This is great. First of all, up front, the D-line, you can't block it. They're getting off blocks, and they're filling gaps, playing with real high intensity.
And Doc, they're all puppies.
They really are. That's why the Hurricane faithful that have been talking about they're disappointed. They're brain dead is what you are.
Verica needs 11. And he's not going to get it.
Yeah, no, this is a very good team.
Shields, yeah, absolutely.
And this is a good team that's a young good team that's just involved with a lot of injuries. And they're still playing at a real high level. If you can't see this, again, like I said, brain dead. This program's on the rise.
Canes have only 2 senior starters on defense, but John Lovett, he's come in here as a coordinator, elevated the talent, taking the training wheels off. They got their big boy pads on today.
They definitely do.
Nathan Ratchin for his second punt of the day. This is a high, short punt. Canes will fair catch it at the 44-yard line. Well, they're having fun here in South Florida today. It is homecoming. How about that?
Oh, my goodness.
That's a roadmap to where we're going later. Back after a word from your local stations.
It's
Hurricanes of Miami ranked 16th in the country, lead 3-0. They'll get their second possession here. Last drive, Harris went 4 for 5, 40 yards. As you look at head coach Randy Shannon, he lessened the pressure here with 2 great recruiting classes. Now 6-2, although injuries have been a problem here. He's trying to get everybody healthy for the stretch run. First down, Canes, ball at the 45. Little flea flicker back to Harris. He's looking deep, intercepted, picked off by Dowling. Dowling's got a blocker inside the 20 and stepped out of bounds at the 19. Pass was intended for Darius Johnson. It was not well thrown, and Razai Dowling stepped right in front and made the pick.
Yeah, Dowling got the credit for it, but Mosley at free safety, who never gave up his position. See, Harris wanted to go down the middle of the field. He took it away. Then Razai Dowling does the job. This ball was intended to go down the middle of the field. They thought the play action fake would really suck Mosley up. He didn't bite for it, and that's just a great turn of events for Al Grove's defense.
Not a good day to throw with this stiff wind, and I'll tell you, Dowling is a ball hawk. He's solid. That's his second interception of the day, or of the year rather, and he is the best in the secondary.
He's a good one.
Underneath they go, not much there. Maybe a yard.
Yeah.
Look at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Red Zone. Better parts, better prices every day. See what the Cavaliers have done, and folks, they've been pretty good in that red zone. 23 possessions, 12 of them touchdowns, 10 field goals. Of course, that's with Jamil Sewell at quarterback. Now Mark Varick is the guy. And again, they try to run it, and there's nothing there.
Boy, Vernon was right. It was as if he came out of the huddle with it. See, the Hurricanes know that Virginia is reluctant to throw the football. That's why those swing passes are ineffective. You have got to push the envelope and get into deep third in order to get swing routes open. They're not going to trick the Hurricanes.
You're right about Vernon. He got there in a hurry. The true freshman defeated the blocker, made the stop. It'll bring up third down. They need 7. And it's a long 7. Verica out of the gun. He's got time. Now it closes down on him, and they won't get it. Blocking finally broke down, and Regis came free.
Their line, the Virginia Cavalier offensive line, is capable of giving you time. They're a good group, but you only have so much time. Got to get rid of the ball, which means somebody's got to get open. It's not all on Verica, but you got to create separation as receivers.
Now Robert Randolph comes on. He'll attempt a 34-yarder. It's high enough and long enough, and it's good. So the Cavaliers use their defense to set up the offense. Dowling's interception gets them 3. Raycom Sports is now on Facebook. Just log on to your Facebook account and become a fan of Raycom Sports. And we invite you. Get updates on our ACC game of the week and a whole lot more. Video highlights. You want it, you'll get it on Facebook. Faizad Dowling get a little treatment after that pick.
Well, they could ill afford to lose him.
Meanwhile, there's a look at Chris Hinkebom. He'll kick off. And Hinkebom will be kicking to Cooper and James. This will be Coop. Out to the 25. They'll mark it at the 26.
Good coverage.
Let's go down to Mike. What do you have, Mike?
Well, you saw that low kickoff because of the wind, and I want to mention about Ja'Cory Harris, who threw that interception. A lot of young quarterbacks, that might bother them. Not Ja'Cory. This is a guy who doesn't show his emotion at all, according to Randy Shannon. He is cool. He's collected on every play. He's already shaken that off and leading this offense back on the field. And by the way, that pass, I really believe that the wind swirled and caught it just a little bit.
Yeah, good point, Mike. You know, it's going to be a tough day to throw as long as this wind continues to blow like that. It has settled down a little bit since last night, but I think Ida's coming off that coast and it's blowing it pretty hard. You know, after being -6 in their turnover margin the first 2 games, Cavaliers now +9, which includes the interception here today. 5th in the ACC now in turnover margin. So this defense is getting it done for the Cavaliers.
It's a good group. It really is a good group.
Our 1st and 10 line brought to you by CPI Security. See how CPI can protect your home and family at CPIsecurity.com. Ja'Cory Harris needs 8 yards here. He'll go straight ahead with it. And it'll bring up 3rd and 3. Tackle made by Darren Childs, the linebacker. Gain of 5. You know, Albro is in his 9th season at Virginia. He's got an overall record of 59-49. It seems like every year he's been said to be on the hot seat. It hasn't helped in his own state that he's had to watch Virginia Tech win the last 2 ACC titles. He's trying to avoid his first back-to-back losing seasons at UVA, and a little bit of heat this year as well on him.
Yeah, well, there's heat on all coaches, but I'll tell you this: their defense is as good as the best in the country, and if they had any help with the offense, this landscape would be a little bit different for Al.
Well, Champion presents How You Play. And today we focus in on Sebastian the Ibis. He's a symbol of Miami athletics. It was the school's first unofficial mascot way back in 1926. In 1957, the year Doc was born, a residence building on campus named San Sebastian Hall sponsored an Ibis entry at homecoming. And the next year, the student performed in costume, and he's been here ever since. That's our champion feature celebrating the history and the traditions of the ACC champion. It's how you play the game, and Ibis, one of the all-time greats. You know, a little bit more on Outgrow. I know that Greg Littlepage up at Virginia has reportedly said he will evaluate and address the coaching situation after the season. But you see with the total games coached, and you see Outgrow right there in the 104th, 175 of them. Bobby Bowden will tie George Welsh today with his 223rd. Harris throws incomplete, and so Miami will have to punt it away again.
What happened to that rhythm? The Hurricanes opened the ball game, and you thought, I mean, it was watching the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, and there's no question this is the strength of their team, the offense. Defense has really struggled the last couple of weeks, especially.
Well, listen, Timmy, it's a great opportunity for the Cavaliers. See, I don't think they cashed in on Dowling's interception. That was a victory to me, the Hurricanes. They held them to 3. When you get a change of direction like that, you got to put 7 on the board. They've got to get in the end zone.
Matt Bosher to punt it away, and Chase Minifield. Ball is touched. Looked like Terrence Fells-Danzer got there. How about that? So Virginia coming out and making some big plays. Watch this up the middle.
Right up the middle, 50. Oh, nice move. He made a great move right on the up back. Shaking and baking. Boy, now that's getting it done on special teams.
Doc, I've got to tell you, he came in low, too.
Yeah.
And got it right off his foot.
Yeah. Could have took that off and scored with it.
I took my eyes off of it and went down to midfield for the return.
We had a great camera angle on that, too. That was good work. I mean, beautiful job inside. What a move.
Look at the total yards. Tied at 3. You see the results. Punt, field goal. We'll see what they do here.
Yeah, a field goal will not beat Miami.
Quarterback is Mark Verica. Play action. He's got problems. Rolls to the right and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Good job. I mean, he bought time. He bought time. I mean, it's as if he only had one receiver on the route. Max protection.
They do that a lot.
Yeah, and what do you have to? You want to keep your quarterback standing on his feet.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you saw Sewell in the ball game in that same situation, then DeMille would have had the ability to run. He might have picked up 8 or 10.
Daryl Sharpton did a nice job. Chased him all the way across the field and out of bounds. Actually, his mark will lose a couple, so we'll bring up 2nd down. They need 8. Verica over the middle. That's complete. Smith has it for the 1st down.
Nice job. Now that's what they needed. And if he can make this miss that tackle, runs a pretty decent route. At that point, if he can get out of that, that's what the Cavaliers are missing. That's a good throw and catch, but they need more. They've got to become more explosive as an offense.
Virginia's first down of the game. Nice job by Sam Shields. Keep it from going to a bigger play. Here's Jackson. Jackson breaks loose. Look out. Jackson inside the 10. He'll score. And the Cavaliers of Virginia have come to play today. 34 yards.
Now, see, that's cooking with Crisco there, brother. You come off that hole. Now, that's the talk we're talking about, an explosive play, a statement. You come off a block punt. Look at the great job Barker does at the right tackle spot. That's walking the dog there. I don't think he got out. I think you might see a red flag on this one.
Well, let's see if they get the snap off in time.
I don't think Randy's going for it.
No. And the extra point is good. So the Virginia Cavaliers came to play. This offense really over the last couple of years has not had the great talent or the execution, certainly not the production. The Cavaliers were dead last in scoring in total offense last year. UVA comes into this game today dead last in scoring in total offense, but they just got their first down and followed it up with a touchdown run. 34 yards from Jackson.
You know, Timmy Cabell, I want you to watch these guys right inside the interior players. Now, you've got Barker and Cabell. Now, watch this right here. I'm going to show you where the opening is. There's an opening right in here, the alley. Any back in America wants that crease. Well, Jackson hit it. He hit that crease, long sailing all the way down the field. No need for Pastore to block him. Now, watch this. No good plays come without help on the outside. And that's all the help you need. Nice little help by Bird. Bird gives a little help, a little bump. Touchdown, Cavaliers.
Boy, they sealed it as right. So your leading rusher, Rashawn Jackson, has his second touchdown of the year. And the former linebacker plays like a linebacker, runs like a back.
Where's your strength? Barker, Cabell, Shields, Pastore, Bradley.
And a short kick will bring it back. And again, Miami will start with good field position.
That's not good.
No. Hey, Doc, let's take a look at the Haviland defensive shield. And you see the fewest touchdown passes allowed. Air Force, Penn State, Nebraska, and there's Virginia. We talked about their secondary and what they've done. Ranking 4th in the NC2A.
From the ACC, it's been so much balance. The criticism is that there hasn't been a gorilla at the top to just go in and mash their way through, but a lot of parity. Some good units, but you got to round out and become a good team.
First down for the Canes. Harris has the corner. He could run it if he wanted. Instead throws it, and it's complete for the first down to LeRon Bird. Bird's 22nd catch of the year is 14-yard pickup.
Bird. You know, Bird, he's a baller. He really is. He comes in, watch the route, nice little shake, comes around, gets the head turn, goes up, gets it. You know you're going to be hit as a receiver. You might as well hold on.
Over the middle they go to their tight end, and that's complete. And look out, touchdown, Leonard Hankerson, his 4th touchdown of the year.
Well, Hankerson's a wide out, tight end, running back, you name it. What he is he's a playmaker. And that's what it comes down to. They needed a big play. This stadium was falling asleep watching this offense, and all of a sudden they respond to the Cavaliers score, and the Canes back in it.
Hankerson had a career-high 5 catches last week against Wake Forest, and he comes up with the big 35-yard touchdown reception right here. And we're tied again.
Starts up front, Tim, as you well know. Great job, then you get a bad play. I mean, the Cavaliers are saying we're supposed to tackle that down. And Rodney McClure, he comes up, he throws his shoulder, but where's the arms, big fella? Wrap up! Doesn't wrap up, gets bumped off. Canes back in it.
And Ja'Cory Harris says, let's whip it up, it's homecoming. Miami has 53 freshmen and sophomores with only 38 juniors and seniors. You think the future's not bright here?
Right as a spotlight.
2 plays, 51 yards. It took 25 seconds. Well, how about this? Our crew was out checking out the tailgaters earlier today and found there's no better place for a Chick-fil-A. What do you buy for the chicken eater who has everything? A Chick-fil-A gift card. Got the calendars, Chick-fil-A trays. This year's calendar, great works of Cal literature. With a total, got to be careful when you say that. Totally free offer every month, no purchase required. Purchase a $20 gift card and get a 2010 Chick-fil-A calendar free. See what Chase Minifield does with this. 10-10 tie. Minifield will watch this go out of the end zone for another touchback.
Think that's win aided? Could we say that?
Almost got all the way to Hollywood. That's what we were just talking about. 2 plays, 51 yards, took just 25 seconds. The pass to Hankerson. And for Hankerson, that's his 4th touchdown catch of the year. 4 of Miami's receivers stand 6'3" or taller. The tight ends are all 6'5" or taller, so they've got some pretty big targets, and they can all run. Not much on the ground, though. Mark Verrick is still your quarterback. This is Jackson.
Same play.
Canes defense is banged up and given up a lot of yardage the last couple of games. Canes give up 129 yards rushing a game, but they've been very stingy here in the first half. 2nd down and 5 for the Wahoos. America looks underneath. Jackson can't hold it.
Well, even worse than not holding it is having that kind of pass protection and not having an option down the field to take advantage of it. 0 for 3 on 3rd down.
Yeah. Well,
the average some key point, 9 yards.
Yeah, and they're not getting it done on 3rd down here today.
Can't do it in normal personnel, then you got to resort to trick plays.
They need 5. Verica out of the gun.
That's a quick cut. He wanted to slant and go.
And has to throw it away. They'll have to punt. And Will Barker, the right tackle, was slow to get trouble.
That could be real trouble.
So he'll limp off.
That's got to be frustrating if Al Crow's a defensive-minded coach, knows what his unit has to deal with. But at 5 yards, you got to throw the ball out of bounds.
Well, on 3rd down, they're 0-4 now. 2 runs, 2 passes. And both passes were incomplete. So Nathan Ratton comes on to punt. Aaron Collier is at his 45. So Miami's going to get great field position here again. Boy, they bring the house and almost block.
Oh, man.
Collier goes all the way back to the 36. Coming out of it, breaks a tackle and looks for some help. He's got a wall. He's around the corner at the 40. What a block. Collier to the 30. Inside the 10 and touchdown Miami.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Hurricane football.
All out block.
All out block.
A 60-yard return for the touchdown.
On an all-out block. Which means, hey, soldier, you all on your own. Holla back.
But Doc, look how many guys rushed the punter, but then folded back to get a block.
Well, I mean, because they know that they can score on special teams.
Bosher on to attempt the extra point. And just like that, it's 17-10. Marcus Van Dyke with a block at the 40. It was a decleaner.
It really was. Well, it was on. The last one was blocked. Now watch this. That's good spacing. The Cavaliers have him, and then they don't. And now you got bunched up. See, when you get bunched up against speed, look at the wall. That's what you alluded to. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 bolo blocks in the process. And then you put a sprinter with the ball in his hand. It's lights out. I want to show you a nice seal block. Here's what makes it happen. Right there. I mean, that is in your face, laying your body out, and a defensive back hitting the tight end. That's selling out. And the results of hugs, gratification, and your crowd is back.
Chavez Grant with a big block. You called it the seal block, and it sealed it. It sealed the deal for the touchdown, and it's 17-10, Canes.
Man.
He's stunned.
Yeah, well, they realize Al knows he can't give away points. When your offense is anemic, you cannot be charitable with points. So, I mean, that's probably killing him at this point.
Algro tried to put a little giddy up in the offense this year. He hired Greg Brandon to install the up-tempo attack. Sewell came back. They thought they'd have it.
But they avoided that to go back to what is Virginia football. Knocking people off the ball, big tight ends, great backs. Just got to get some receivers going.
And again, it'll go out of the end zone. Well, the story is Collier in that big return. That's his 2nd punt return. His first was a 61-yarder. This broadcast is a copyright presentation of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Any use of this broadcast without the permission of the Atlantic Coast Conference and Raycom Sports is prohibited.
What did we talk about this morning at breakfast? We said, the thing about when you're in a Miami game, they're going to have the ability to score on special teams. They recruit scorers on special teams.
See if the Cavaliers could get something going. Mark Verica is your quarterback. If you're just joining us, Soul is out. He's got a bad shoulder. This is Simpson.
Strong run.
And Simpson has the first down. He's knocked out of bounds.
He's coming back.
At the 33, and there is a flag down, and they're looking at Barker.
If you recall, Barker limped off the last possession. If you're not 100%, you'll be inclined to reach. You know, if it's on him.
Well, Doc, one thing we've seen is
holding. Number 65 of the offense.
Not him, it's on
10 yards from the play. First down.
Stop moving your feet and start using your hand. Let's go downstairs to Mike Hogwood. Mike?
Guys, the wind is starting to crank up again. I really believe they're going to wait till the second quarter before they turn Verica loose because he's going into the wind. Hell, it'll be interesting to see how Ja'Cory Harris does going into the wind. We've seen it affecting kicks already. But again, I think we're nearing the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, I think they'll turn Verica loose.
Well, they manufactured some points. They actually took the lead at 10-3. And the Canes tied it up at 10-10, and then the big return at 17-10 Miami. Simpson again, not much.
Now, a penalty is lethal to an offense that's limited. Because now the defense they can run, they can zone blitz you. I mean, they can take chances because they know that you lack the confidence, and in this case, maybe the ability to throw the ball downfield.
Doc, we're seeing a lot of guys on that Miami defense, too, getting a chance. That last tackle by McCain Regis, he's a young sophomore. He came into the ball game 54. We'll keep an eye on him, but they're using a lot of players up front tonight, or today.
And they have to, Tim. They absolutely have to.
Second down in a taxi ride, the last 14 seconds of the quarter. Verica throws over the middle of the side. Incomplete. That's an incompleted pass. And they'll try to return it as Sharp takes it around to the end zone, but Sharpton's return will not count. This was an incompleted pass. The umpire got knocked down, and so they didn't hear his whistle.
Well, Tim Smith, he got jacked up on this one. Ball's right there. And see, he did not secure the ball, and then it was Rydell to the stomach time. Right there. And that's the way you close in the secondary. But Tim's better than that. He just got to make the catch initially, and they would have been in good shape. That's the kind of play they need, Tim, offensively.
We're going to take a look at this upstairs. They want to see if, in fact, he had the ball, made a football play, and was able to gather himself and take a step.
Didn't have the ball. This is beautifully done. Timing's there, route's there, ball's right there. Didn't secure it. He never secured it. It's incomplete. Again, this is another thing. This time, we'll never get this time back. We're wasting because this is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, no, see, he lost control of it. Bobble
never had.
And that certainly is one of the reviewable plays, pass complete or incomplete. So they're taking a look at it, but it shouldn't take long.
But it is a great training reel if you're a safety as to how you make people pay for being in your territory.
Doc, you've watched Miami's defense here in the first quarter, and Al Groh has as well. In the last two games against Clemson and Wake Forest, Miami has given up 67 points, 2 games, and 965 yards of total offense. Almost 1,000 yards in 2 games.
Yeah. Well, Skinner would have a little something to do with that. Riley Skinner, the Demon Deacons quarterback, 5th-year senior, who's outstanding.
And injuries for Miami.
And injuries for Miami.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, they lost maybe their best defensive tackle. Their starting linebacker, who's player of the year, is out. Their best pass rusher is in street clothes tonight. So,
third down.
And so it was ruled an incomplete pass as it was on the field. Doc, you're exactly right. The Canes defense, injuries have kept them from starting the same 11 in 2 consecutive games all year.
Bingo. And people are disappointed. South Florida talking about what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them? You ought to praise the heck out of them for what they've been able to do to maintain where they are.
Still 6-2.
6-2.
Here's Verica on a sloppy draw. Simpson takes it around the corner and tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that'll end the quarter, and not a very positive way to end the quarter for the Cavaliers. Sam Shields, number 9, made the tackle. And as we end the first 15, the Hurricanes of Miami on the punt return have taken the lead by 7. It's Miami 17, the Cavaliers 10. All right, Frank will show you that enthusiasm. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. And so the first quarter has not come to an end. And the Cavaliers will punt it away. Rapton in his own end zone, steps out of it, and shuts the punt. Boy, that's not what you wanted. The Wahoos are falling apart here.
But you know, the Canes went through a bad period, and they were able to bounce back. You can get yourself out of it, but they do need a big play.
And the first quarter now officially comes to an end with a 12-yard punt. No return.
What's that guy's name?
Miami Hurricanes leading as we start the second quarter. And as you look at that flag, we might have a hurricane warning before you know it.
I'm worried about Mike Hogwood. We may have to brace him into a seat downstairs.
Small craft warning down here in Florida. Got Ida off the coast, and the winds have been picking up. Winds have changed in this game, that's for sure. The way that punt ended the first quarter, and Miami starts with good field position. As you look at the first quarter statistics, Doc, this is a pretty telling chart right here. If you look at the rushing yards by Miami.
What do you think about that one?
You see the total yards, but the big return, of course, made the difference and the 7-point lead.
If the Cavaliers, you have to think hold them to 3 or force a turnover.
So it'll be second down and long for Miami. Harris over the middle, got it complete. Look out, Benjamin down inside the 10 to the 6. I want to take you back to the end of that first quarter. The reason they put 2 seconds back on the clock is because Randy Shannon called a timeout. He wanted Virginia to punt into the wind.
Good for him.
And certainly that strategy worked.
Paid off. Paid off.
Little hurry up from Miami. They're not wasting any time. Around the left side. And Barry's down inside the 5. Look at our O'Reilly Auto Parts red zone. Better parts, better prices every day. We'll show you what they've done in the red zone as they continue to hurry up. Barry brought down at the 5. And the Virginia defense has been pretty strong down here. A lot of field goals. They hold you to field goals, and that's important, and they're trying to do that here with the Canes. It'll be third down and 5 from the 5. Third and goal for Harris. He's got time, steps up, back of the end zone, and Jimmy Graham touchdown. Jimmy Graham has made 7 catches. He's got 4 touchdowns. How about that for an average?
Well, he's a load. I was in the end zone watching him warm up, and I go, my goodness, what is this? You talk about enormous kid, great hands. I watched him work on this particular drill before the game, and he made it paid off when it counts most.
Doc, let's start with the fact that he's 6'8". Terrific basketball
jump ball.
player.
It's a jump ball.
But they're going to look at his feet. I say he was down. I thought he landed with both feet on the ground in the end zone.
Yeah, well, you need to do he have possession? That would be the only question. But he has, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, I don't think he's got strong hands. I don't think it ever left his hands. And you need indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. But Jimmy Graham, basketball player, one of the all-time shot blockers here at Miami. Look at him. Now, you like him in the NBA. You think he's a Dennis Rodman type guy, and I think you're right.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jerome Williams, who was a Georgetown product. I mean, a guy who will go in the NBA. Now, watch this, though. He goes up, but has the wherewithal. Get that foot down. He does it. And I watched, again, he worked on this before the game. This is not a special play. This is business as usual for the Canes, and this hookup between Harris and Graham.
Well, the safety, number 28, Rodney McLeod for Virginia, tried everything to pull that thing out.
Chance.
You could see the strength in his hands.
Yeah, you just had no chance. Guy's 6'8", 260 pounds.
Going against the safety that's 5'10", 185.
And he's agile.
Mismatch.
It's mismatch. But NBA, yes, my friend, if I thought there was a chance I could play in the association, I'm out of here.
Here's a call.
After further review, the play stands as called on the field. Touchdown.
See, I think he'll be a terrific tight end in the NFL.
Could be, but
Tony
again,
Gonzalez Tony Gonzalez
no
played
question about that. And you're going to take a lot of hits. He go in and play about 12 minutes a game in the association. He's going to triple his money, and then he can try the NFL when he gets about 25 years old.
Point well taken. Rodgers' extra point is good. Well, there he is, folks. 6'8", 260 pounds. Jimmy Graham, his 8th reception, his 4th touchdown.
Bubba. Babette. The quarter-pound little thick burger. Only at Hardee's. This ad submitted by Patty Thomas of Arab, Alabama. Classic. Cliff Notes. The quarter-pound little thick burger. Only at Hardee's. This ad submitted by a Hardee's customer at littlethickburger.com.
There was a town held captive by an evil gas pump. It fed on people's hard-earned money. But along came the Michelin Man, who reminded them the right tire changes everything. And with fuel-efficient tires in place, that evil gas pump wasn't so evil anymore. Michelin Energy Saver AS tires can help save up to 109 gallons of fuel. Michelin, a better way forward.
Back in 2009, when I started my business, money was tight. So I needed a truck that was dependable. The Toyota Tundra. Tundra has the lowest cost of ownership and the best retained value of any full-size truck. You know, my business has grown. But I'm not going to forget the one that helped get me here.
The Toyota Tundra. Because dependability never goes out of style. Your trade-in has never been worth more towards buying a new Toyota. Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on a new 2010 Toyota Tundra.
I love to ride motorcycles. You just feel free. I started Bro Cycles in 1981. I was kind of a one-man show. You know, I hired one employee, then hired another employee. If you treat them well, they're gonna do a good job for you. I've been with Blue Cross for over 20 years. It's just a great company.
ACC football is brought to you in part by your local Toyota dealers. Catch Toyota's opening drive on raycomsports.com. Great weekend down here in South Florida. Homecoming weekend for the Hurricanes of Miami. And boy, it's a who's who in the stadium today. You were talking to Russell, Maryland.
Yeah, they got some stubs down there. They've got a ton of All-Americans that have returned.
A lot of their guys can't come back. They're playing in the league. Here comes Minifield. He'll bring it out. Get out to the 14-yard line. And that's where the Wahoos will start. Let's go back downstairs to Mike. Mike?
I'm with one of the great players in Virginia history, Chris Long. Chris, what brings you here to South Florida?
Just bye week. I came to support the Hoos and check them out here in Miami.
It looks like they need you out on the field the way the Miami offense is running down the field.
No, you know what? Miami's done a great job this year. They got a great offense. I've been watching them on TV on Saturdays, and we just can't give them a short field, that's all. I mean, the defense will do fine. We just need a little more room to work with.
And it's been tough for you this season with the Rams, I know that.
Yeah, it's been tough, and nobody likes losing, but, you know, in the NFL, there's such a fine line between winning and losing, and we just got to make a couple more plays.
Jackson with a big gainer. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Chris. What does Virginia got to do now? I know you've been hanging out on the bench, talking to the players. What's the mood of this team? What do they got to do?
I mean, they've been unbelievable. They've been, you know, they've had a great resolve this year to just keep playing. Been in some tough situations, been in a lot of games and lost some close ones. You know, this team could very easily be, you know, 6-2 or 5-3. You know, they just got to make a couple more plays. They'll be fine.
Chris, thanks. Great to see you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, Mike. It is good to see Chris. What a player he is. What a player he was at Virginia. Up there at Thomas Jefferson University. Daddy was a pretty good player too. Villanova.
Oh yeah, better than that.
They've got Jackson rolling. Another nice gainer for him around the left side.
This is invaluable for the Cavaliers to control some clock, give that defense that Chris Long just mentioned a breather, and gain some confidence, and more importantly, get on the board.
Jackson has been UVA's most consistent running back. He's got 62 yards here today. The rest of the team only 30. I keep feeding the big horse. Ooh, they give it to Simpson, and he is tattooed. He may have lost a yard. See some of the scores from the rest of the country. How about Iowa? What a good ball game there.
Hit Panthers for real. Wisconsin, you mentioned that fight song, and the Spartans getting it done.
Here the Cavaliers are 0 for 5 on third down conversions. They need a long 4 yards to pick up the first here. Verica with a long count reads the defense.
Good job with the snap count.
High snap though, and there's pressure. Look out. Tries to throw it over the top, and Vic Hall can't come back.
Yeah,
good coverage by Harris.
He missed his fullback. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. But he missed his fullback. He missed his fullback. Let's see inside here. This is great rush. Great rush inside. Bailey under pursuit. When he had Rashard Jackson, if he just had dropped it to Jackson, he's still running.
Well, it all started with a high snap. Jimmy Howell will come in and try his hand at punting. So evidently Rathjen's punt got him a seat on the bench. Collier, who's already returned one, is standing at the 25. He'll field it at the 24, and that's where the Canes will start. So Howell comes in and does his job. You have a new punter, and he gets it back where Miami has to play a long field. We'll be back after a word from your local stations. Closed captioning for today's telecast is provided by Bojangles, famous chicken and biscuits. You gotta need to get a have a Bojangles. Chicken and biscuits sounds pretty good right now, huh?
Oh, brother. Halftime right around the corner. I'm in.
First down and 10 for Miami. Canes lead 24-10. Over the middle they go. Trouble. Should have been picked. Almost was.
You know, and Harris is usually a very accurate passer. This time it goes a bit behind him. This could have been dangerous. He's off. He's off. Boy, you got to get that. If you're the Cavaliers and things aren't going so well for you, you have to find a way to make this catch. It would have turned things around.
Ball just sailed. Hankerson really didn't have a chance to make that grab behind him and high.
Yeah, but Woods did. I thought maybe Woods had a better chance.
Yeah. He's playing with a sore shoulder. They're all banged up. Second down and 10. Straight ahead they go. This is Cooper. Cooper still on his feet out to the 40. First down, move the chains. Pick up of 15 yards.
That's what separates you, as a team. Because when they have James healthy and then you got this 1-2 pop, now you get some help up front. They're just engulfing people up front. Great job right off the ball, center of your screen. At this point, I mean, Trump with the big block, but that's just nifty running. Nifty running, but A.J. Trump, boy, he was a beast on that play.
And when you can run, you can pass. Yep. Harris, by the way, is 8 for 12. Gives it off again to Cooper. Helmet flies off. Rodney McLeod, the safety for Virginia, lost his helmet on the play.
Well, McLeod, he saved them a play. He's also been involved in that big play on the goal line with Jimmy Graham. Now, we talked about in the open, one of the keys for Miami was to set him up for the big one, hitting them in the midsection with this run. Now, sooner or later, it's their nature. They're going to go over the top.
Harris is looking that way. He's thrown 2 touchdowns at least in 7 games out of the 9 this year. Here he is, play action. Has time, throws the out pattern and has it complete. Across midfield goes Bird. And into Cavalier territory.
Yeah, it's all touch. If Bird gets this ball in his hands a little sooner, he would have been able to really square his shoulders up. The ball's not there. The ball should have been there second or so earlier. Now he becomes a weapon after the catch. That time they made it really easy on Chris Cook, the cornerback for the Cavaliers.
Ja'Cory Harris threw for 330 yards last week and 3 touchdowns in the win over Wake Forest. He ranks 11th nationally and leads the ACC in pass efficiency. Gives it straight up the middle again to Cooper, and Cooper with another big gainer.
Man, Orlando Franklin had a major block up front. They just couldn't get to the backside. That's the difference in this team that I've seen from a year ago, is their offensive line. I mean, they're really starting to get it going, and that's what you ought to expect when you have 3 seniors in that group.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for Miami. And Cooper has been the workhorse on this drive. Here he is again. Cuts to the outside. Look out. He's got some room. Now close to the 1st down. Be about a yard short.
Well, he read that well, Brunell.
He missed 2 games, Doc, and returned against Clemson. It's good to have him back.
Yeah, and how about James? You know, James with some injuries. If they ever get both of these backs healthy at the same time, look out.
Cooper has been Miami's leading rusher in each of the last 2 seasons. Scored touchdowns 4 different ways: rushing, receiving, passing, and returning. He's a threat when he's healthy. 3rd down, they need 1.
Yeah, Johnson's been pretty quiet today.
Johnson's 240, so they bring in the hammer and they get the 1st down. This is Barry with the carry. And Darren Childs makes the tackle, but not until they move the chains. They just keep reloading. Here's a look at Darren Childs, 6'1", 230-pound senior for the Cavaliers, 3rd leading tackler. 1st down and 10 from the 36. Nice fake by Harris.
Oh boy, he put some mustard on that one.
Anderson has the 1st down all the way down to the 21. There is a flag, however. Pick up a 15. And it's going to be against the Hurricanes.
Well, let's see who forced him to do it.
So we'll take that play off the boards.
Boy, that was a strong throw.
Holding. Number 74 of the offense. 10 yards from the previous line of scrimmage. It remains 1st down.
That's big old Orlando Franklin on the left side.
Yeah, on the left side, bottom of your screen. Oh, yeah, that's hands in the face. No big Orlando. I mean, come on. Yeah, and then he put the hand on the heel. Oh, let me help myself up at the expense of your neck.
That's an NBA play.
It is. No, really. No, that was WWF right there. That was good job by the Stripers to pick that one up.
So that changes things dramatically. It's 1st down. Now they need 20. That's James, nothing. Close down on him in a hurry. Collins, Jenkins, and Parr in on it.
Little attitude there, and what happens is, you know, the Cavaliers need to play with an edge. They need to be a little teed off at what's going on defensively, because at this point, playing good is not good enough. They've got to force some turnovers and try to get the ball back to their offense. Or suit this gentleman here. He was a thrill, Timmy. Watching this guy work was a treat.
He could get there.
He was bringing it, man. I mean, he was bringing it every down.
Bringing it with bad intentions.
Yeah, bad intentions.
Need 18, throw over the middle. Knocked away, intended for Hankerson. Great defensive play.
Yeah. Woods comes over the top. It developed, took way too long, and Ja'Cory gave a little, you know, he gave the signal, I'd have to go over top. See, at this point, when the receiver has to slow up, that means that the defensive back speeds up, and victory to the Cavaliers.
Boy, that's a big-time play, Doc.
Yeah, but they're late. The whole thing was late.
This Wahoo secondary is talented enough and experienced enough to be the leaders on this ball club.
No question. If they just had a little help, if they get a little help, they'll be able to salvage it.
So now things change for Harris. He needs 17 on 3rd down. They give him plenty of time. He steps up and he'll carry it. But he's not going to get the 1st down. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's a victory for the Cavaliers. Anytime you take them out of the end zone. Now this is a pretty decent rush from the outside. Steps up in the pocket. See, leaks out here, but because he was spied the whole way, that's the thing about technique football. That time, Darren Childs never gave up his spy technique on Harris. But Tim, they're going for it.
On 4th down and 10. Harris now calls timeout. Timeout, Miami. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 5:45 to play in the first half. 5:45 to play in the first half. Miami leading Virginia 24-10. Coming up at halftime, we'll have analysis, highlights, stats, and a whole lot more for you. That's all coming up on the Hardee's halftime report. Canes line up on 4th down and 10. They're 4 for 8 on 4th downs this season. Ankerson shows a little motion, bottom of your screen. Corey Harris now rolls out, throws to a wide open receiver. He makes the catch, but he's down at the 28, and he'll be short by about 2 yards.
That's unreal.
Are you kidding me?
Good pressure by Virginia.
James came free, makes the catch, but he's down short of the first.
Yeah, good design. Now, having watched it the second time, I don't know if that was not their original plan, because they flooded the left side, dual receivers went out, and he was wide open.
One of the biggest differences between college football and the NFL, of course, on the pro level, he'd still be running. So the Cavaliers take over after a defensive stop. Incomplete.
It's a good idea. That's what you need to do. On 1st down, push the ball downfield. That time Jared Green ran a nice route, got on the sideline. They just couldn't connect, but that's what you want to do.
Verica's got the wind at his back now, too. Now you open him up a little bit. With 5.5 to play in the first half, it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, you got to take chances.
Offensive line seems to be protecting him.
That's never been UVA's problem. Not up front.
It's an experienced offensive line. Bradley's the only guy who was a non-starter last year. He's got trouble, gets out of there. Verica throws and has it complete for the 1st down. Green, Jarrett Green, Darrell Green's son, makes the first, and they move the chains.
He does a good job. He does a really good job, because what Jarrett does, he runs a crossing route, and he doesn't get beside himself. Now here again, you got this werewolf is coming after him again, and Bailey's had a whale of a game. But watch Green stay in bounds. See, that's important. If he kept that foot in, that's important. Great job.
Jarrett Green, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore.
Yeah, they're gonna pull that red flag out on that.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I think Virginia's
prior to the snap, the previous play is under review.
Yeah, Jarrett's foot. On further review, it looked like that foot was right on the line.
And Virginia wanted to get that play off before the whistle.
I thought
it's
they
close.
pulled it off.
Yeah, I thought so too. Al doesn't look too upset.
Well, he's giving his defense a blow. I'll tell you that. Take a look at it. Jarrett slowed his engines down. Let's see. See, there's a cord right in our way. That wire, let's get from another vantage point. Let's see. That's not low enough.
Going to be in their way too. So, I mean, they're seeing what you're seeing at home.
Yeah, well, then they're in trouble on making this decision.
And there has to be indisputable video evidence. It's got to be tough being the son of a Hall of Famer, playing the game that you love. But Jarrett's got a great attitude. He just goes out and plays.
Attitude. Plus, he's on playing offense.
After review, the play stands as called on the field. We have a completion and a 1st down.
Yeah, there was no way to overrule that by the video we saw.
That wire was right in the way. Well, the thing about it, I mean, the kid he's taller than his father, better looking than his father, going to be faster than his father. I mean, how could a kid not be happy?
You know, Daryl's watching. He's going to be coming after you, partner.
He takes after his mother, Jewel, so the kid's got a lot going for him. He's a good student. Nice young man.
Doc Verica started 3 for 5. Since then, he's been sacked 2 for 7. We'll see if that pass gets it going. With the wind at his back again, a little too much sauce on that one to Simpson.
Yeah.
Or correction, Mack.
See, what I propose is that you forget all about all the underneath. Forget about all of them. Push it downfield or throw it to the guy with the tuba, because it's not getting you anything. You know, Miami is set for that. You have got to get out of the box, take some chances throwing the ball downfield.
Guy we haven't seen much of is Vic Hall. Kind of their Renaissance guy. And Mack goes down. He'll lose yardage. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
See, Alan Bailey is playing like he wants to be a pro. You can tell there, guys, his engine has been on from kickoff. And watch him slide down the line and then close. See, we're talking about a guy who's 290 pounds. Look at him exploding the ball.
He's versatile too, Doc. They moved him from defensive end to defensive tackle, back out again.
Yeah.
No, they're getting with the knee.
The kid wants to, he's a baller. That's what he is.
Cavaliers are 0 for 6 in 3rd down conversions, make it 0 for 7.
Yeah, see, then Landshark becomes a feeding frenzy as time Wesley gets on the job. And that's what happens when you start getting it going. Timmy, you know, as a defensive player, one play just ignites it, and all of a sudden you can't be beat. This time it comes off 2 blocks. That's a coverage sack. It's not on the offensive line.
Wesley did a nice job of skating down the line and finding the alley.
Yeah, but the secondary allowed him that time. That was a coverage sack. They had taken out quilts, comforters, electric blankets, everything that time.
Collier is deep for Miami to return this punt. Jimmy Howell at the 14. Gets a high knuckleball. Well, the ACC Football Championship kicks off in Tampa, Florida on Saturday, December 5th. Tickets are on sale now. For the best seats and complete information on all championship weekend events, visit theroadtotampabay.com. That's theroadtotampabay.com. And who's going to be there? Let's make this easy for you. Controlling your own destiny. Georgia Tech wins out, they're in. If Duke wins out, then the Blue Devils are in. And how do you like the job that David Cutcliffe has done there? And of course, Clemson controls its own destiny as well.
Yeah, it's amazing, man, what confidence will do. And Thaddeus Lewis, because they've got a quarterback.
What do you think right now, your best guess? Georgia Tech and Clemson?
Tech.
Too much football?
No, not yet. It's never too much of this.
And a little swing pass. Boy, they've been so successful as Mike James carries it all the way up to the 29-yard line.
Well, you know, you've got good offensive line. This time, A.J. Trump out of the open field. You know, screens. It's one-on-one with Johnson. And he at least gets some contact on him. 300-pounder.
I like what Mark Whipple has done with this offense. Just keeps you off balance on your heels. Just enough.
It's got to be fun, man. Can you imagine? It'll be like a toy store. Well, I got this guy can run this. Everybody fast. I mean, I got all these people. Now you just have to get them, you know, repetition and get them to grow up.
Canes have scored at least 20.7 times in the passing game. Has been impressive. Here's Ja'Cory Harris again. Incomplete.
The only thing stopped that was, you know, he lost his footing.
Collier's had a big game. Almost pulled that one in.
What a player. And again, that's the importance of timing. Because Harris throws when these kids are sometimes still coming out of their breaks. He's got terrific touch. 9 different receivers. Oh my goodness. How do you retain that much knowledge?
He's spreading it around, isn't he?
No, you. I mean, just out the cuff. How do you do that?
You think I'm not a Phi Beta Kappa? Using my Maryland education.
There you go, baby.
Yeah. Slapped away a really good defensive play by Chris Cook.
Chris Cook, yeah. Chris Cook. Chris Cook. See, Chris has size. He's got the whole package. And he breaks on this ball, and you don't have a chance. You talk about that secondary. Dowling is, he's a stud. I mean, they really have good personnel.
Doc, you made a heck of a point, though. He's got size. You know, we talked about Miami's receivers. They've got a bunch of receivers 6'3" or taller.
Yeah.
Then you bring in a guy like Cook. He's playing the corner. He stands 6'2 and a half. So, I mean, he can battle with him.
Big, and that's rare.
He's quicker than Gossip, too.
Yeah, he's going to be very interesting to see how he'll play on Sunday.
Oh, and a punt is blocked. Look out. Womack, touchdown, Virginia. Woo! Trey Womack blocked it. Bill Schultz picked it up. Oh, man. And the Cavaliers come up big there.
Both teams know the value of special teams. We watched the Hurricanes come in and get close, but this is getting it done.
And the Cavaliers get a good snap, good hold. And the extra point is good. 24-17 Miami.
Here's what happens. The inside player is going to fake coming in. Womack stops. The hesitation takes the up back away. Well designed. And at this point, Big Bill is rumbling to the sideline, trying to get a touchdown. That little hesitation took the blocking count off. If you're inside for Miami, you thought, well, that guy's not coming. But he did come. And that's the difference.
Billy Schultz got a nice bounce, too. He never broke strides.
Schultz excited. And it's a great play when you, all the work on special teams throughout the week, and you don't usually get, a big play of that nature. Miami got close. They returned one for a score. Now the Cavaliers answer.
Billy runs pretty good for a big boy, doesn't he? 6'4", 240, and he was rambling.
I was watching that. That had that rush in look all over it. Well, he can run.
So now the Wahoos line up. Bunch formation, as you see. Collier is deep. Mike James is back there as well. 22. This will go to Cooper at the 3. And Cooper carries it out to the 24. There is a flag down around the 10-yard line. So we'll wait to see what that is.
Just sucks the momentum away from you. Penalties on special teams returns.
Tom McCreesh will make the call, straighten us out. And it's going to be against the return team. Well, if you were with us at the top of our broadcast, you saw the rock band Skillet perform their hit single Monster from the album Awake. Congratulations to Skillet, who has now moved into the Elite 8 on MTV2, as well as the Rock #1 Countdown and Viewer's Choice on Fuse. So their previous album, Comatose, has just been certified gold, so they're doing it. They're getting it done. For more information on Skillet, go to skillet.com. We're happy to have them do our open on our ACC football game each week here on Raycom Sports. So now Ja'Cory Harris is backed up. 2:23 to play in the first half. I'll tell you, the officials were looking at that one. They didn't look and see if anybody was in the area. Hankerson was there, so
he's so cool and calm under the gun. But that time, Collins had a great rush. If he finished that out, he started, and for some reason, Nate stopped. If Nate continues through, and we've watched Nate Collins play some terrific football for Virginia.
Doc, it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Off tackle, big hole, look out. Stutter step out to the 14-yard line.
Man, I'll tell you what. Cooper does some things I don't even think you can do in the backyard if you just play a flag. I mean, he's got to stop and go. Watch this here. See, at that point, he's got options. He can go either way on it. And he's flat-footed and goes from 0 to 60 like, wow. I mean, that is hard to do. I know you had that kind of speed, Tim, in your youth.
No,
but I didn't, so I'm really excited when I see this.
Time me with a sundial. Cooper again, off tackle. He's got the first down, so they're out of trouble. Darren Childs came up and made the tackle, but not before they get the first.
And Coop is 205, but he runs between the tackles, man, with power. You know, he's not a scat back. He's got scat back speed, but he's got the toughness of a bigger back. So this is youth. This is when they remind you that they got a lot of young guys.
No substitution. 12 men on the field by Miami. Five-yard penalty. Go first down.
Sometimes it's easier that way with 12 guys.
Well, Coach Whipple, he understands that this is the part you have to just get through, the growing pains of youth.
You know, you're talking about Cooper, and he also has a pretty good shot at the league. And the thing I like about him is he uses his eyes to move his feet.
No question about it. We watch guys every Sunday run right into the back of their offensive line. Not this kid.
Corey Harris with the screen set up nicely. Here's your guy Cooper. Splits some tacklers and gets out to the 19. Cooper in the first quarter had 3 runs, 10 yards. Here in the second quarter, he has 5 runs.
Now I want you to watch
34
this.
yards.
See the job done right there by Jason Fox. You know, he gets a pretty good football player down on the ground. And if you have to block Cam Johnson or Burnell, you got to get those guys down for that play to work. That was well done.
Give it to Barry. Barry off tackle. He too has a hole, still on his feet to the 32. Move the chains with 39 seconds to play in the half.
Boy, Tommy Robinson, the running back coach for Miami, again, got to be fun to be in his meeting room.
Tackle Doc was made by Vic Hall, who plays offense, defense, and anything else they want him to do.
Terrific player. Sacrifice for the team, too. He's an all-league corner.
Harris looks deep. Great defensive play. They had him bracketed inside and outside, and McLeod knocked it away, number 28.
Yeah, see, this is Miami's nature. They are going to go deep. It's in their DNA. But so far, the Cavaliers have not allowed it to happen. And they've had great play by the safeties. Mosley and McLeod have done a great job staying at home. They played the defense.
That was a nice bracket by Dowling and McLeod.
Yep.
Second down. Harris goes underneath. Barry has another first. So they stop the clock at 17 seconds to move the chains. Canes hurry up. Down to the final 10 ticks. Harris over the middle.
Oh, boy, you had to want to go get that one.
Boy, Hankerson, I think he felt him coming. He wanted to protect that rib cage.
I think he wanted to play in the second half. I think Leonard said, you know what, I want to come back and play the whole game. Because he was about to be cut in half on this one. And great job by, I think it's Mosley, of not hitting him.
Timeout Cavaliers. 6 seconds. They don't want anything here to happen and change the mood of the locker room at the half.
ACC football is being brought to you by SunTrust, by Polaris, by Progress Energy, and by Chick-fil-A.
A little bit of wind won't stop the Miami folks from going out and enjoying the beach. Great day out there. The water's warm. It's been a spectacular weekend down here. Homecoming weekend here at Land Shark Stadium, and we're enjoying every bit of it. Pretty good first half. The Hurricanes lead the Cavaliers 24-17. UVA blocked 2 punts in the game for the first time since doing that at home against NC State way back in 1996. Let's go down to Mike.
Al, boy, your special teams, something in that first half kept you in this game.
A little bit of both. Kept us in, pushed us back. It's a wild and woolly first half with lots of things that happened for both teams, but the effect is, okay, the way we're approaching it, it was a very cleanly played 7-0 game, okay, and so if we'd have come in here at 7-0, we'd have been happy with our position, and that's the way we're looking at it.
How much do you play this wind here?
It's certainly a big factor in it, but both teams are going to have it for 1 quarter, and you just got to deal with it.
All right. That's Al Groh, as you can see, in a hurry to get to the sidelines and talk to his team, get them fired up. When he's intense like that, you know his team is going to be intense here at the start of the third quarter.
No question about it, Mike. Nice job.
Good job, Augie.
Al's in his 9th season, and he is anxious to get back to the bench area.
Focused.
Numbers on Verica for the first half. Had a couple drops, used his feet, got out of trouble. Jared Green made a nice catch for him there at the end of the first half. Interesting first half. He hadn't played in a while and got the start today because of the injured Jamil Sewell. Doubt if we'll see him, Doc.
No, I don't think so.
Sewell's got a
shoulder, and it's his throwing shoulder. But although he doesn't, I mean, we saw him throwing in the pregame, didn't have any work all week, and that's really the factor.
Mark Verica, after a long layoff, was 5 for 13. And on the other side, of course, you've got semifinalists for the O'Brien Award in Ja'Cory Harris. He was 13 of 23, 1 pick, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. The longest was 35 yards, so that's a little bit surprising. I mean, he's good for a couple long passing plays every game.
And believe me, they will attempt it.
11 different receivers. He's spread it around nicely, gotten everybody involved in the ball game. So Virginia will kick off to start the second half. They'll have their little kickoff bunch formation.
You like that? It is unique how things have changed over the last 25, 30 years.
Well, they break out.
How people punt now, these Batman exotic, formations.
The big thing is, regardless of where you come from, you got to stay in your lanes. This is Cooper.
True.
Cooper bobbles it at the 6, has trouble picking it up, and gets it back out across the 20-yard line. So that's where Miami will start. Miami's first possession of the ball game actually started by midfield. That's what we're talking about, Doc. Look at all the receivers as he's gotten involved in this game.
It just means you have a great week of practice, because everybody runs hard because they know you'll throw the ball to them. That's the best thing you can do for morale on an offense. But they are defined by the deep ball. And to believe me, they're going to go after it, which could be an opportunity for Virginia.
You know, the guy that we didn't call very often in that first half was the captain of the Cavaliers team, Vic Hall. And he's a Vic of all trades, but we didn't call his name very often. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Ja'Cory Harris stops, throws it away. 0 for 1 in the second half. It'll bring up second down and 10.
And we got a little trash talking going on with this one.
So we'll have to wait and see what this is. And the pass play looked legal to me.
You know how you talk about hidden yardage? But this is some part of the hidden part of the game. It's the verbal part that's hidden. But somebody heard something.
Here's Tom McCreesh. Intentional grounding, threw it away. Nobody in the area. Still in the box. There it is.
Intentional grounding. Throwing the ball to a position where no player had the ability to catch it. So lost it down at the spot. Be second down.
Okay, well, you got me on that.
Well, what happened is he just loses yardage because now they move it back from where he was throwing from.
Yeah.
And there's nobody within sight except all the orange jerseys that are on the sidelines.
And I like the ruling. I do like that. Make you do something with it. He could have took it down and ran. Could have done a lot of things with it. Good call.
What it does is it brings up second down and 15, and they go straight ahead. Big gainer across the original line of scrimmage. And James gets it across to the 25. Cloud on the tackle.
They were worried about James and how he would come back from injury. So far, so good. Looks good.
Third down, they need 6. That's more manageable. Cooper's the lone back along with Harris in the backfield, and now they bring back James, or Johnson, correction. Look out. Harris escapes.
He get out of that.
And makes the completion across midfield. It's LaRon Bird. Down to the 46.
Man, these are just the shades of Greensboro, North Carolina. Wake Forest, Demon Deacons, waning moments. I mean, look like Johnson has him. Coming up from left to right. 56 right there. Great way of just getting rid of a running back. He just calmly gets over slide. Now watch Bird.
Gain of 29. Here we go with the slip screen and a pickup by Cooper.
They do it so often, you can't say it's luck.
Hurricanes have used a hurry-up attack this afternoon quite effectively. 2nd down and 7. Ball marked at the 43, just inside the 43. This is the way Ja'Cory Harris started. You liked his rhythm, throwing on time in that first drive.
Yep, had it going.
Jason Fox moves to the right side. Strength of the formation now. And again, it's play action, and again they go with the screen. This is James.
Boy, A.J. Trump, the center, 70 orange on your screen. Big fella, 300-pounder out here making a decision. Love to see the big guys seek and destroy. He just couldn't get a white jersey in the scope.
Across that offensive line, 314 pounds, 318, 301, 315, 307.
But when the big fellas run that far, they got to hit something. Otherwise, they have ruined their whole day.
Cord fed and hand spanked.
That's right.
There's Coop around the right side. What a wall. And down to the first down marker.
Yeah, that was criminal.
Still on his feet, and the whistle finally blows. Not close to the first down. We'll see where it's marked.
Boy, Dalton, this is not good.
Razai Dalton,
yeah,
he's the man to make the tackle.
He's got to come out of the game.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy-up.
Now watch him go right back. Now, I would attack the new guy in the white shirt. Believe me, I'd come after him.
See our Liberty Mutual scoreboard up there. Keep you updated on all the scores from around the country all afternoon. Second down, Cooper. Looks like a chicken on a June bug. Breaks back to the right side, picks up the first. They'll move the chain. Steve Greer there to make the tackle.
But, you know, Tim, but he's always moving north-south. That's the difference with him, you know. They don't have a lot of guys sitting holes. Good block, Trump up front again. No, that's better than good. That's spectacular. A.J. Trump, the center that time. Baby, when you can put one of the Cavaliers on rollerblades, you're doing a lot because those kids are stout over there. He's going up against a good football player. And that time it was Nick Jenkins, but he put him backwards.
This drive is emphatic. Ja'Cory Harris looks like a semifinalist for the Davey O'Brien Award. Just pulling the strings and orchestrating the move. First down, Miami. Plenty of time. Throws underneath, it's got it complete. Johnson all the way down inside the 5. Tavares Johnson, the 6'3", 240-pounder, came open all by himself.
Oh, man, watch this. They'll settle down Figueroa to right guard. That time he comes down. That just, I'm here. You want me? I'm here. That's too easy. It must have been a coverage blow. Had to be a blow in coverage.
Looked like Virginia was in a zone. He just found the open area and sat down.
That time, the Figueroa and people, man, they were dominant.
First and goal from the 4. Harris. Barry to the 3.
That's good deep. That's competing. That time, Nick Jenkins said, enough. Big fella stood up in there.
Hey, Doc, take a look at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Red Zone. Better parts, better prices every day. This is the Red Zone today. 2 possessions, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal.
Now, it's competitive in the trenches. If you're in the trenches in this one, buddy, you better buckle up.
Second and goal from the 3.
Nate Collins usually makes a lot of noise.
Out of the eye. Barry, right side, touchdown Hurricanes.
That's a very good drive. They ran right where I thought Nate would be. I got to get this to the biggins up front. This is the double cheeseburger crew here. Orlando Franklin. Here's Stout, Figueroa, Trump, Peepo, Fox getting it done.
Damon Barry's 5th touchdown run of the year. The extra point is good. Here's the touchdown. Here's the reaction. And the Hurricanes have won 31 on the Cavaliers. Impressive drive by the Miami Hurricanes to start the second half. 5 runs, 5 passes. Harris was 4 for 5. And the touchdown from inside the 3. 10 plays, 79 yards, 446 is what it took. And Barry gets his 5th touchdown of the season. Impressive drive, Doc.
Yeah, they had all the elements, but that offensive line, I give that front 5 a lot of credit. Fox, Franklin, Trump, Figueroa, the people.
Wind blew the ball off the tee, and everybody's about 20 yards down the field.
I don't know. It looked like he may have touched it. If he touched that, Cavaliers, man, I would have been flying to the football.
I'll tell you, the Cavaliers need to respond here with a pretty good drive of their own. They've had 9 possessions. They had 4 3-play drives, 3 4-play drives, 2 5-play drives. The average drive time was 1 minute and 40 seconds. They just are not doing. They're not getting the time of possession. They aren't moving the football.
No, you're right. Very similar to this atmosphere before they block the punt and score. So they're going to have to dig down and make a play.
If Minifield can get anything out of the return. Look out. He got to the outside, to the 40, and brought down just across the 40-yard line, so the Cavaliers will have good field position.
Very, very nice return. Boy, did they need it. Here's Minifield. You talking about his old man can cover, boy. I tell you what, this kid's got a knack for this. He got a lot of help from his buddies. You don't return the ball without help from your friends.
38-yard return, so they have it at the 41. Mark Verica is your quarterback today. And to give to Jackson. Strong run out by the chain. So depending on the mark, he's close to a first down, maybe just shy.
Boy, that was a poster run. My goodness, now watch the way he finished. You young running backs, watch this. Square the shoulders up, but it's at the end right there. See, you can deliver the blow or you can have the blow delivered to you. Take your choice.
It was those yaks, those yards after contact, that got him up near the first down marker. It'll be 2nd down and an inch. First down, Simpson. Darryl Sharpton with the tackle, but not before they move the chains. Let's go down to Mike Hogwood. Michael?
The most versatile player on this Virginia team, no doubt about it. It is senior Vic Hall. He is at wide receiver right now. He has spent a lot of time at defensive back today. He holds for extra points and field goals, and at times he even returns kicks. I can tell you now that on offense he's playing every other series because of his time spent on defense. It's been a lot.
He's a good one. He's at the bottom of your screen. Back to Jackson. Jackson around the corner for 4 more.
Still a good run on first down. You pick up 4 on first down against this defense, boy. That's a good play.
He's doing it, Doc. He's got 78 yards. The rest of the team just 30.
Yeah, and that defense, boy, they'll put posters of him in their lockers if he keeps this up. Yeah, 319 to 108. Here's the problem for UVA. The yards are great, time is great. They need points. You got to take a shot.
2nd down and take a shot to go out into the flats. Phillips has the first down. Good drive. We called for Virginia to respond, and they have so far.
Yeah, I think George Shaw, you watch him come out here and settle. Ball's a little late. But Phillips, you're right. Phillips cuts up, turns his shoulders up, makes a very nice play.
Phillips, big target, 6'6", 240 pounds. He's just a redshirt freshman. And timeout Miami. Defense is on its heels a little bit right now defensively for Miami. So they take a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. We'll be back to Landshark Stadium after this. Tells year round there. I mean, that's a party waiting to happen. That's where Doc will be after the game.
No, I'll be at the airport, my friend, and you know it. You'll be there because you're staying here to play golf tomorrow.
And a flag down on this play, so they'll bring this back if it's against Virginia. You know, the 1991 and 2001 Miami defenses were the best in all of college football, and that's what the Canes are trying to get back to. Get that swagger back. That's what defensive coordinator John Lovett preaches. Run to the football. Be aggressive, yet be disciplined. And so that's what they need on this drive right here as they march Virginia back.
Holding. Number 67 of the offense. 10 yards from the previous line of scrimmage. It remains first down.
67 is Landon Bradley, the 6'7", 275-pound sophomore. He's the only one who didn't start last year out of this front group. Pasteur, Shields, Cabell, Barker, they all started last year.
That's their strength. Really, to me, that's their base of strength. That's why they can run the football on you, but what they need now are points, and Big Ben is not on their side now.
Well, that
the clock ticks down.
Doc, that Bradley holding penalty is a drive changer. First down, they now need 20. Broken play. They went for the draw, and Simpson never went for it. Verica turned like he was going to give it to Simpson, and Simpson wasn't looking for it.
Well, that was almost a lights-out shot on the side, because when you are not ready for it, now you look at the pressure applied there. Wesley has a couple of big plays for the Hurricanes.
Which makes it 2nd and 22. So Simpson goes out of the ball game. Jackson comes back in for the Cavaliers. And Verica needs a big play. Set up the screen. He throws it away. Throws it at the feet of Jackson.
Yeah, Joe Joseph, senior defensive tackle, read that one real well. He was on top of it.
This Virginia offense has gone 3 straight years ranked 100th or lower in total offense. Mike Rowe is the offensive coordinator. He's now gone. Greg Brandon, he comes in trying to put a little life in it. Cavaliers 0 for 7 on 3rd down this afternoon. That's a bad case of the 0-fers when you're 0 for 7. This time they fake the draw. They throw deep, and it's almost picked off. What a nice play by Campbell. Yeah, but he almost had the interception.
Yeah, but you got to get rid of the ball sooner. He doesn't have the arm strength to do it. He's got to throw that ball in there earlier, hit the guy running, you know, or open, throw a jump ball. Yeah, throw the jump ball.
So after that holding moved him back and made it 1st and 20. Cavaliers are stopped, and now we'll have to punt. So Jimmy Howell comes on. Nathan Rathman he started the game. Rathman did, but he shanked a punt just before the half, and Jimmy Howell has replaced him. Low snap, tries to pooch it into the corner, and the touchback. So Verica's passing, he's just 3 for 11. The holding call took him back. And with 6:42 in the 3rd, Miami takes over. We'll be back after a word from your local stations.
The legendary Carroll Shelby.
I'm standing here next to one of our 700 horsepower Super Snakes. It has Z-Max in it. Everything we build has Z-Max in it. Every vehicle I own has Z-Max in it. Z-Max is the only lubricant that penetrates the metal. We use Z-Max because it improves the fuel mileage. If that wasn't so, I wouldn't be standing here telling you that.
We don't stop.
I am change. I've been around since the beginning of time.
And not what your country can do for you.
Over the years, I've had many faces. Over the years, I've had many looks. But I've always had the same goals. To make this world a better place by helping those who need it most. To never turn my back when things get tough. And to show that positive can always overpower negative. I am change. And this is what I wear.
Your Atlanta Hawks are back with a vengeance. Sports South is your home for a Hawks team that is built to battle for dominance in the Eastern Conference. Joe Johnson and newcomer Jamal Crawford can score from anywhere on the court. Josh Smith and Al Horford could help this team become a beast in the East. Hawks, Knicks, Wednesday at 7:30, only on Sports South.
Well, Greg Cooper really got this offense going. Cooper and Barry doing all the running for Miami. Javaris James been very quiet, number 5 right there. He has not been getting it done today. The workload has gone to Greg Cooper and Damian Barry. This is first down and 10 at the 20. Harris rolls all the way around to the right side, incomplete. It was intended for Collier. Take a look at the last drive, Doc. Does it with his feet, doesn't he?
Well, that was magical. And then Bird comes up. And then you just see strong run. Their offensive line really took control of that possession.
And the 3-yard blast by Damian Barry untouched. And the Hurricanes made it 31-17. 6:36 to play in the third. Tim Brandt, Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood with you, enjoying the sunshine in South Florida. There's another big gainer by Barry, still on his feet after the 35-yard line. Finally taken down by Razai Dowling.
Barry's got a nice burst, but that's a good side. Like the left side offense. Look at Foxy. Big Fox gets in there. You get, again, there's no secret to it. If you stay square on the opposition, keep your feet moving, don't become a belly flopper, and you got backs like this, you're going to put up some numbers.
He's got great balance, Barry does. His first action was against Florida A&M. He ran for 162 yards on only 14 carries. Pippo switched to sides. Go to a balanced attack, pro set. And to give to Cooper. Let's go downstairs. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good, Tim. We haven't seen a lot of Javaris James. You know, he started this series and only played one play. He came into the game as probable with a lower extremity injury. Now, he has tried to get loose this entire game. He has had the trainer stretching him out. He's been riding the bike, but I don't think he's able to go but about 1 or 2 plays at a time when he starts feeling it tighten up a little bit on him. He's had a great career here, but today less than 100% to say the least.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, Mike.
15-yard foul. Oh, no, first down.
15-yarder against Virginia. James is 6th all-time, Mike, at Miami. He moved ahead of Willis McGahee. He's got 2,088 career yards. It's incredible.
And then you look at the, how many times they throw the ball. They throw the ball at Miami. It was not like he's in the Big Ten and somebody's at Wisconsin. They're just pounding. I mean, they're throwing it.
Al grows hot. He doesn't like the unsportsmanlike call against his guy.
Well, you got to motivate your team any way you can.
Nate Collins was called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Al Groh is furious. Nate Collins is a player, folks. He's got 5 sacks, 8 tackles for losses, 1 interception. He's got a sore hip today. He's playing anyway. Had a monster game last week with 10 tackles against Duke. Leads all ACC defensive linemen in tackles, and now he gets the big 15-yarder, and Al Groh, his coach, has got his back. He's taken up for him. Bottom line is it sets up a first down and 10 at the 48 for Miami. Over the middle, incomplete. How about Chris Cook on that play? Timing, you bet.
Well, he's outstanding. And I think Miami is a bit frustrated with the inability to dice them up and throw the way they'd like to. It's not happening. They're under really good competition with this secondary.
Showing a lot of respect for it. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
They're going to keep coming at it. That's the one thing I like about the Hurricane offense. They will keep trying until they get it done their way.
Well, I know that the Cavaliers would sure like a pick 6 right here. Second down and 10. Harris goes to the screen. About 2 yards short of the first.
Boy,
Lee Chambers.
Jenkins. He was rumbling.
He had big old Franklin in front of him. That'll help. Here's a reminder that our 1st and 10 line is brought to you by CPI Security. See how CPI can protect your home and family at cpisecurity.com. Third down, they need 2. And they get it.
You know what kind of confidence that is for an offensive coordinator? To know that if it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, I can get behind my mules, and I'm going to give it to you. I don't have to throw. I can run it and get it.
How about
a lot of confidence.
Doc, how about the way that Mark Whipple is spreading it around? Lee Chambers comes in and gets a couple of carries there that were key carries. Move the chains.
Well, don't forget, he went for it on 4th and 10. So it's not like this 4th and short is going to be a problem. I mean,
Virginia did call for the measurement. It looked like he had enough by the nose. Hey, be sure to check out RaycomSports.com every Wednesday for the ACC road trip as Tommy Kane gives us an inside look at what's happening on and off the field. And on Thursday, Bill Rosinski's opening drive provides an exclusive look at ACC football with highlights and a whole lot more. That's all on RaycomSports.com, your place for ACC football. Before long, it'll be ACC basketball. Everybody's underway.
Oh, boy.
Should be a great, great year. A lot of good teams. First down, Hurricanes. Harris rolls to the corner and throws it away.
Excellent job. Pushing the quarterback off his spot, and then defending his pass.
I was going to say Nick Jenkins did a great job of chasing him. You got a 290-pounder chasing you like that.
And this is what Virginia's capable of if they had some help from their offense. This is a championship-level defense, but they won't be in it unless they can put some points up and change their personality on offense.
Brings up 2nd down. Still need 10. Here's Chambers, big hole. He's out near the sticks again. He'll be a yard shy. It'll be 2nd and 1.
There's nothing better to me than to see an offensive line that can just take charge. And then you get everybody involved. I mean, that's a body on a body. That is very well done. I mean, that's beautiful. And I see Johnson out there tight end too, doing a good job.
Chambers has a hole to the 16-yard line. Doc, how about this in the second half? 9 passes, 10 runs. Talk about a balanced attack.
Coming after you again. Do you see Johnson rather tight end? Look at Fox walking the dog all the way down the field. 7 yards. That offensive line now has a lot of confidence, balance, athleticism. This is a clinic.
So Chambers comes out. Greg Cooper comes back in for Miami at tailback. His defense is being tested right now, sucking wind. Harris loses his helmet and loses the football, and now look out.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get serious now. Get your helmet off, son. Walk away. Jacory, walk away.
And the flag. Randy Shannon, Al Grove back out on the field, both out there trying to get their guys. Crowd's booing. Harris is fired up.
Harris better get the helmet back on his head. And let them offensive linemen do the talking for you. Here's Johnson playing hurt. That's just great technique. See, he beat him with his hands. Beat him with the hands, rips the helmet off. The ball is on the ground, bounces back to Corey, and they're going for it. It's a fight. And I understand what Jacory's doing.
All right, I'm wondering where the flag comes in.
But you want a teammate to come pull you off.
We will have to go to replay to determine the spot of the ball when he was down. We do have offsetting dead ball fouls. We have a personal foul against number 12 in the court. No offset.
When's the last time you think you You saw Ja'Cory Harris with a personal foul.
Well, it had to be verbal. It'll be verbal. That ball's down. I mean, here's the good news. Johnson almost pulled off the trifecta. Beat his man, beat the quarterback, and almost had the fumble recovery.
That's a good piece of officiating right there.
Yeah. A lot of big bodies in there, man. Franklin, I think I might have picked on someone other than him. 6'7", 318 pounds.
See that play right there, Doc? That man changed his entire complexion. Well, it looked like Miami was getting a little lethargic. All of a sudden, that penalty happens. The crowd's back in it. Ja'Cory Harris is fired up, and they may go for the jugular right here. Let's go down to Mike.
Randy Shannon's talking to the officials here. He believes there should be a penalty on Virginia for ripping off Ja'Cory Harris's helmet, and it should be more severe, and it should be marked off against Virginia, but I don't think he's going to win his case.
I want to know where a penalty would be for grabbing the back of somebody's helmet. I mean, if you got to grab somewhere.
Well, I just think, Nate,
face mask is a penalty. Back of the helmet's not.
I agree with you. Cam Johnson, spectacular. Going up against Jason Fox, good football players. Banging, but he beat him with hands. You know, he got those hands slapped down. You might have thought he was in Taekwondo. I mean, that was just a lot of work done, little things done. But he beat him hands down, got to him, almost pulled off the fumble. Ja'Cory, son, walk away with your helmet off. I'm telling you right now. You can have your career ended without going into that crowd without a helmet.
Doc, the delay right here is the official review as to where the spot will be. Not anything to do with the other penalties. It was offsetting, so they're just looking for the spot.
After review, we have a live ball face mask penalty, blasting the back of the helmet, number 56 in the defense. That penalty will be enforced from the 26-yard line after distance to the goal, first down.
See, now that answers.
Subsequent dead ball fouls against each team that are offset.
So that answers my question, but I'm going to have to go to the rule book. He's calling a face mask by grabbing the back of the helmet.
Man, I just think that was good football.
Al Groh's asking the same thing.
That was Neanderthal. I mean, you get past a 300-pounder, you get to the prize, which is the quarterback. And he's just really going to take him down.
Well, I know this has held the game up now a good 3 minutes.
Will you have to push your tea time back?
Would you stop?
Now you watch it. Here's 56 White. Just great job. That's just great technique. Comes up a little high. At this point, still holding on. I don't know, man. So many rules against defenders these days.
I know the crowd's now alive, Michael.
All right, here's the rule on the face mask. I just talked to one of the officials. You grab any opening on the helmet, it is a face mask penalty. That's what they call it. But he grabbed the back of the helmet. That obviously is one of the openings. You get any opening on the helmet, you grab it. That's a face mask penalty, and that's what they called.
Well, I know it's getting tougher and tougher on defenders all the time. I mean, you accidentally get in somebody's ear hole and they call a 15-yarder for face mask, or if you grab somebody by the back of the shoulder pads, it's a horse collar. Pretty soon you're not going to have anywhere left to hit.
They'll be tagged, or they'll have sensors on their body, and you touch it, you know, a light goes off. So it'll be like a paint game.
I mean, there's already such a disadvantage for the defense.
That was a great pass rush. I mean, that was as well as I've seen. And I'll tell you what, just keep doing that, doing what you're doing. There's some people that work on Sundays that will love that.
Tell you this, after Randy challenged him, I think Tom McCreesh had to go to the rule book. Well, they lost 11 on the sack, 15 on the penalty from the spot of the foul. And now the ball moves all the way down inside the 15. First down and 10, Miami, as we resume play. Both teams look fired up now.
Oh, yeah. See, now you're going to see it. Now it's going to really get feisty, spicy.
Both teams a little extra hop in their step.
Yeah, Cam Johnson didn't look hurt at all on that play. He's an explosive young man.
Look at the Liberty Mutual scoreboard. How about that game? NC State and Maryland now 24-21. Man, Wolfpack in another shootout. Terrapins need a win badly.
Oh, you better believe it. About Purdue. Wow.
2:26 to play in the third period. 2nd down and 7 for Miami. Harris with the give straight ahead. This is Chambers. Chambers inside the 5.
Yeah, good tackle, good lockup. There's a little bit of pepper in the grits, if you will, over there by the guys in the white shirts. They are playing with a passion now. But see, the problem is that you can't get mad during the game. You got to come into the game mad. And then your offense might need a blood infusion.
Hey, Doc, we talked about game-changing moments. Certainly the holding call against Virginia on their drive was big. Took them out of, had to punt it. Now Miami comes back. They get that big 15-yarder, and here they are ready to score again, and this could be a game sealer.
I agree. It's a game of emotion.
1:35 to play in the third. Off tackle. Barry to the 1. Miami leads the all-time series with the Cavaliers 4 games to 2. 7th time the two schools have played. And while Miami won the first 3 games, Virginia has won the last 2 out of 3.
Boy, last year's game was spectacular.
First and goal. Left side.
Oh, no.
Didn't make it.
You can hear those pads popping up here. Now, I praise that offensive line a lot, but they got no movement on this one. And that's where it comes down to it. Oh, boy, that's a great hit. That is a great way to feel. And we saw it looking right in his eyes the whole way. That was getting to the ball and doing it well.
Darren Childs, he's a senior and giving you some senior leadership on that play.
Beautifully done.
2nd and goal. Barry. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, I thought Miami might resort to play action. They said, oh, no, we're going to do this the down and dirty way. Coming right at you. Coach Shannon enjoys it. Tell you what, man, that was a good drive.
Chambers was the star of that drive. 31 yards rushing, 8 yards receiving, and capped it off with the touchdown. The extra point is good. So with 27 seconds to play in the third quarter, the Hurricanes push their lead to 38-17. Great looking drive by Damian Barry.
Physical drive, too.
Barry is 5'11", 217 pounds, and a junior. Our Polaris hardest working player of the week, Alan Bailey. 9.5 tackles for a loss, 7 sacks this season. And he will flat out stone you.
And 2 of his road dogs are out. 3 of them, really. They would help him run some passer. Then you can't double him, and that means you're in a world of trouble.
Bailey had another big game last week with 9 tackles, 2 sacks. Former defensive end, moved inside this season, moved back outside. He's a run stopper. This stadium is rocking now.
You know, what it may lack in numbers, it has really had a lot of spirit, a lot of pride out here for Hurricane football.
Well, it's homecoming, but you think in South Florida there is so much competition for everybody's dollar. It's hard to fill this big place.
Well, you know, your son was a Bruin, so you know what it's like out in Southern California, man. You better be in first place. You know, there are people complaining about the Hurricanes here. That's why it's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. It's hard to fill that Rose Bowl, too.
Yeah, hard to fill it.
Little squib kick. And the Cavaliers will bring it back out to the 31-yard line. Buchanan with the tackle. Want to see highlights of today's game? Just check out the Haviland ACC football highlights now online. Each week you can view action from all Raycom ACC football telecasts and other archive video. Log on to raycomsports.com or theacc.com for these clips and a whole lot more from all around the Atlantic Coast Conference. Glad to see the ACC locked in their bowl contracts again this past week.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
Well, you know, John Swafford does a great job. Keeps the house in order, doesn't he?
Well, it helps to have your commish on the committee. Who runs the committee?
John was a pretty good quarterback for the Tar Heels of Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, no, John's a good man. There you go.
That'll be a first down. Verica hadn't thrown a lot of those completions in the second half, but he gets one there.
That is strong, though. I mean, that's very well done. Ball on the money, good pass pro, good route. So they have it in them. You know what I mean? They're capable of doing it, but you've got to increase the frequency.
Gain of 13, and that should end the quarter. The last 5 seconds tick away. Cavaliers tried to get squared away. Jared Green comes back into the ball game. That'll end the third. Sit back, relax, get a beverage. We've got the final 15 coming your way right after this. Back at Landshark Stadium, Tim Brandt, Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood with you. The Hurricanes lead it 38-17 over the Virginia Cavaliers. Now we've got to see Mark Verica start to throw. They need 3 scores in the final 15 minutes. This ball will sail wide over the head of Jared Green.
Got a flag, though.
Time for our Progress Energy Progress Report as we look at the stats through the 3 quarters. Total yards, no contest, the U. Total plays, no contest, the U. First downs, 23-7. Third down conversions. Miami has caught fire, 7 of 11 after a slow first half.
Yeah,
Virginia 0 for 8.
Third down conversion. I mean, there's a number of things not working for him.
Jackson breaks the tackle, slips across the line, gets to the 46. Virginia had 70 of its 130 yards in the first quarter. Let's go down to you, Mike.
You guys have talked about the injuries on this Miami defense. It's a beat-up group, and which makes Sam Shields even that more valuable. He was a wide receiver for most of his career here. He's a senior, but they noticed how hard he hit on special teams, and this summer moved him to cornerback. He has played well there all year. It was a great move for Sam Shields.
You're absolutely right about that. Meanwhile, it's third down for Virginia. They need 8, and they're 0 for 8 at third down conversions today. Make it 0 for 9. You can't win that way.
No, and it had to be a mix-up. You get a receiver who just flat out stop running.
But if you can't convert on third down, you're not going to score a whole lot of points.
No.
So bring on Jimmy Howe, the punter. Aaron Collier is right there, number 28. He's standing on his own 19. So Howe's kicking into the wind. It seems to have settled down a little bit. Actually, it's swirling right now if you look at the flags. The high wobbler that'll hit at about the 14 and go out of bounds at the 11. No, inside the 10. Skyline of downtown Miami. This is a special place. Everybody enjoying themselves down here in South Florida today. And the Canes are leading. Al Groh talking to his team during that timeout while we were away at break. Getting after him pretty good. And you got to believe he's feeling the pressure as well. I mean, anytime the other school in your state, Virginia Tech, goes back-to-back championships.
Not good.
And you're struggling. No, that's not good.
Yeah, and you've got to beat them head-to-head as well.
And attendance is down, and so that's going to cause some heat. Cooper with the run. Groh is trying to avoid his first back-to-back losing seasons at Virginia. Greg Littlepage has already reportedly said he will evaluate and address the situation at the end of the season. Right now, Virginia 3-5, about to go 3-6. if something doesn't happen here in a hurry. We're down to the final 13:35.
Well, the good news is that they don't take football casually. I mean, it's important.
Put a lot of money in those facilities up there with that beautiful Scott Stadium. They got the John Paul Jones Arena. And look out, here comes Cooper, and Coop can fly. Dowling trying to keep him, and there he gets him. But what a run by Cooper.
Timmy, Dowling just walked off the field last series, hold his leg.
Well, he came up big there, Doc. He saved the touchdown, and the junior did a nice job keeping him from scoring.
Well, it's about the Miami running backs. I mean, they all have the position. They do not stop until you force them to the ground. Arm tackles, forget about it. That's a terrific run, and he's been doing it all afternoon long.
Cooper shares the running back duties, but no question about it. Doc's right. He's a game breaker. 70 yards on that one. He's got 16 carries, 147 for the day. And now a flag.
Illegal substitution by the offense. 12 players leaving the huddle after 3 seconds. 5 yards, still first down.
Second time today. Boy, what a run by Cooper, huh?
Yeah, great run. But again, just when you think they're all grown up, then they'll show you that they're still very young, and that's what you just have to deal with.
Cooper with 16 carries, 147 yards, his first 100-yard game this season. He was Miami's leading rusher in each of the last 2 years before he got injured. I mentioned this earlier, Doc. I'm going to say it again. Miami has 53 freshmen and sophomores, 38 juniors and seniors. I mean, the swagger is back.
They're going to be really good, and that's one thing that I just want to convey to Hurricane Nation. Be patient, but because it will come. It's here.
Well, it's been a tough few years for the Canes. The worst 5-year stretch probably since the 1970s. Around the corner, inside the 5. Dedrick F.
F's at tight end. Don't let the number 18 fool you. Nice job. Fake the block, come down. See, getting past people. That's the difference, man. They always get yards after the catch. That's 255 pounds. Man, what is Rodney going to do?
Harris. Cooper. Touchdown, Miami. Doc, this program's gone the last 5 seasons without a league title or a January Bowl invitation, but that's all about to change. They keep playing like this.
Yes, indeed it will. There's attitude there, boy, running over people. I mean, I love a back with a little attitude. Finisher. You better believe the coach Whipple likes that.
Hurricanes now 5 for 5 in the red zone. And they have blown this game wide open. 152 yards on 18 carries for Greg Cooper. And it's 45-17. Cooper has really turned it on here, and you're looking at a player there, folks, who has scored touchdowns rushing, receiving, passing, and returning. Greg Cooper, 6 foot, 205-pound junior. And what an afternoon today.
And doing it against the Cavaliers.
You know, he always seems to play well against the Cavaliers. Last year he had 131 yards at UVA. Today another big game, 152 yards. Cavaliers are going to learn a lot about their ball club here in the next 11 and a half minutes. Find out what they're made of. Midfield out to the 25. Michael, how is it down there?
Well, I'll tell you what, Virginia's offense is struggling, as I'm sure you guys can see. And you might wonder, with Mark Verica going all the way at quarterback, what about Vic Hall, who started the season at quarterback? I asked about that on the sidelines and was told he did not take one snap at quarterback all week long, and it's highly doubtful that he would play quarterback today. He spent so much time working at wide receiver and defensive back. So this is Verica's game here in the fourth quarter.
Mike, I'm guessing you walked about 5 miles today. I watched you walk around both sidelines, back and forth, getting all the information. Great job.
Oh, Hoggie's the best.
Oh, yeah. He gets a workout, I'm telling you.
Well, he's a highly conditioned athlete.
Verica's in trouble, buys some time.
You knew it. You knew it.
And finds Jackson. Not much on the sidelines.
But he had a pocket. You know, it's not there hasn't been a jailbreak on him. I mean, his offensive line is better than that. My question is that why is it so difficult to get people open?
Well, the defense for Miami today has played fairly well. And keep in mind, Wake Forest racked up 33 first downs against Miami. A record for this defense, 555 yards. Look at Northwestern, 17-10 over fourth-ranked Iowa.
Yeah, Hawkeyes ready for weeks now. Didn't you feel that?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, fourth quarter, you know, wins, and you start teetering, and people go, how good are you? And see, and then Northwestern in conference. Nothing surprises me in conference.
The other thing, you're right, and the Hawkeyes just didn't seem comfortable as they moved up the charts.
Not offensively. How good are the Bearcats?
I don't know. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I haven't. But that's something.
Yeah, they must be pretty good.
Must be.
The team that I just amazed at is Florida. I mean, they just continue to pound it out. Everybody guns for them. They still get it done. And Verica goes down at the 10-yard line. Oh, Regis just stayed after him. So did Robinson. And they get him at the 10.
I want you to watch Alan Bailey once again, folks, because he's a crusher. This is going to be his Fan Bull Rush. This is just sheer power. I mean, that's taking a man 300 pounds up, getting by him. But watch, he won't quit. Now, he allowed Robinson and company to come in, but Alan Bailey, make no mistake about it, made that happen. That's an assist to Marcus Robinson.
See if they come hard here, Doc, against Jimmy Howell.
You think?
Oh, they're coming. Howell does a nice job standing in there and getting the punt off. Collier, not much. Tried to make something happen and actually lost yardage.
Yeah, good tackle. It started off early. Didn't take him long, folks. He got outside the grass, spinning, burning, churning, getting down yonder for yards for the Hurricanes. Now watch the finish. Squares up, touchdown Canes.
Huge game, Craig Cooper. Can't talk enough about him. And if you look at the rush offense today, Coop had 18 carries, 152 yards, the touchdown. Barry right behind him with 12 carries, but he had 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Chambers with 31 yards. No Javaris James.
That just shows how loaded they are. I mean, you can wait on James to get healthy.
James was banged up and missed time with a lower extremity injury, as Mike was talking about. A.J. Highsmith now comes into the ballgame at quarterback.
Another sign of youth.
James has been on the bike a lot there as you look at Javaris James. He was on the bike and he had some trainers working on his hamstrings. So timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 9:24 to play. Just a great afternoon in Dade County. It is spectacular all afternoon. The only problem for football players is the wind. We've had it all afternoon, had it last night. And it's been pretty strong throughout as you see the flags. I know we got up this morning and they were saying gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Well, that's settled down a little bit, but you can see the flags are still a little bit angry.
What's remaining?
So the Miami Hurricanes responded to this win by getting away from the pass game a little bit and letting the horses carry. So Cooper, Berry, and Chambers have been terrific. No time out there. There was delay of game. So they move the Hurricanes back 5. 1st and 15 at the 39. Trying to get a few more of those rushing yards and melt the clock and shorten the game with 9 minutes to play.
Yeah, you don't take winning for granted. You want to finish strong. You want to get people healthy. Young A.J. Highsmith gets a chance to take some reps. His father was a terrific player.
Oh, was he ever?
You did a number of his games.
Yeah,
Lonzo's a stud.
Well, it's good to see these kids grow up, isn't it? We were talking about Jared Green earlier. Now you talk about A.J. and their daddies were great players. It's good to see these guys grow up and be confident in themselves and establish their own careers.
Well, it's just cool. I mean, I just remember, growing up watching you doing games, and I was, in high school, and it just, and now actually be working with you, it's really, I mean, at times it's overwhelming. I have to keep pinching myself.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. Who was your quarterback at UCLA? Gary Beeman?
Try John Shara and Jeff Dankworth. Thank you very much. You know exactly who they were.
3rd down and 7 from the 47.
Oh, nice.
Straight ahead as they go, and Chambers has a hole into the secondary, and Chambers down to the 33.
You see the forward lean, and they could just exchange numbers. You couldn't tell who's who. But what they do is they have forward lean. They make moves on the run. They don't have to stop to make you miss. Watch it get in the pot. Watch man. Gets a cut. Straight arm. Moo-moo. Up. Just gets it going, man. And every guy we've seen in that uniform looks the same.
Pickup of 20. Out of the eye again. Chambers. Not much there that time. He's a 5'10", 192-pound sophomore that just getting to know him down here in South Florida as you look at Woods.
And we joke about it from the nostalgic standpoint, but this is old school football. This is what you don't see a lot of now. Eye back, full back, coming right at you, right off tackle. There's nothing fake, nothing cute, no spread, no nothing. I'm going to knock you off the ball and beat you hitting you right in the mouth.
I love it when you talk like that.
But this is what they're doing.
Offensive line is all over 300 pounds.
There you
get a full back in there. Now the rules change. It's straight ahead, no fair dodging. Inside the 30. Take a look at our Chick-fil-A nugget of the game. One of our favorite players up here certainly is Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham, the 6'8", 260-pound senior. We watched him play basketball. He holds a lot of the records as a shot blocker here at Miami. And you see some of the other great basketball players that went to football. Craig Paulus up at Syracuse after playing, having a great career as a guard at Duke on the basketball team for Coach K.
Yeah, it's just hard enough doing one Division I sport, and then two is, I admire him. It's hard to do.
Really, it's a tough thing to mention here while we're in Dade County, but Charlie Ward was awfully fun to watch.
Yeah,
both sports.
The thing when we get to this point in the game and start putting backups in, I want you to just put a little attention on number 72 in the orange shirt, Brandon Washington. Little fella, 6'4", 330. He's a freshman. These are the kind of guys I like to focus on because they're difference makers. Now, if he doesn't eat himself off campus, because he's got good feet, and he's got good, comes off the ball with attitude.
4th and 2, they run the waggle. And incomplete.
Yeah, almost picked up. That was almost picked up.
I almost didn't watch the play because I was watching your guy Washington.
Well, you got to watch him, man. That's my kind of guy. 6'4", 330, freshman, probably 18 years old. It's unbelievable. Yeah, those are days. That's what you don't want, and those are things that Mark Whipple will he'll talk about it, in the game film and in practice. But that's my man. I'm starting to brand him right now as the next generation of road graders.
The size of him.
That's my kind of guy there, brother. See, we can go to war with him.
Now you say he's 330. Of course, he plays.
Well, he's listed at 330, which means it's about 350.
And he plays behind Franklin, who's 320.
Right. My kind of people, man. I don't mind feeding them.
This is picked off, and Miami gets it right back.
Pressure. Never ends. Doesn't matter who's in the game. You're going to get that kind of pressure out of the Hurricanes.
Nice play by Regis. He was alert.
Cut, but if you cut, you got to throw. Well, offensive linemen know when they come out that huddle, it's a cut, button cut. The ball's going to be gone. You cannot hold on to the football on a button cut. It does not work.
And McCain Regis makes the interception. He's 6'3", 300. He moves like a linebacker.
Well, you cannot on a hitch route. You got to throw it or throw it in the stands. You can't bring it back.
So let's see what Miami does with a 45-17 lead and 5 minutes left in the ball game. Do what they do best. They go straight ahead. They're just trying to get out of here now. They just want to melt that clock short in the game and head back to campus for the homecoming dance.
Yeah, but when you get short minutes, man, you want to come out there and make something happen. You want to get your uniform dirty, and you want to, be a part of the celebration.
And for the Cavaliers, it looks like the Wahoos may have their second straight bowlless December, and that will create a climate of crises at the end of this season. I will guarantee it.
Yep. I want you to watch 72 in orange.
I'm watching it.
You're watching now. See, I'm telling you, I got an eye for when I start picking them now, they usually turn out to be pretty good.
Okay, now your guy's 330. You know who's playing behind him? Ian Simonette, who's 350.
Yeah, but watch this, though. See, it's that low center of gravity. He had a forklift move on that last block. No, he really didn't. He kept his feet going. See, the key is...
Whoa. How does he have a low center of gravity? Just look at him.
I'm telling you, man. Watch him come off the ball. He just had a great block on the last play.
3rd down and 5. We're watching. We're isolating the offensive line.
Good feet. Good pass, bro.
Good feet, yeah. And overthrown, incomplete. It was intended for Tompkins, another freshman.
And 68 is out there who blocks the sun.
Here's your guy.
Hey, you watch the set. Well, this, a little set, one a little stronger in there, post up. Then we got to work on those hands, got to extend those hands out a little more.
Lock out
but
those
on
arms.
The play prior to that, he was a beast. It was a run block.
I can hear Joe Bugle now saying, lock out those arms.
Lock out, baby. One of the best ever. Joe Bugle, watching the Redskins offensive line coach.
Look at the total yards, 500. Wow. The thing about Miami is they've outscored opponents 74-64 in the 3rd quarter this year, 59-41 in the 4th. Here's the pass complete to Tompkins, and the freshman scores.
The first guy never brings you down. That's almost like a rule of thumb in Miami. First guy there is not the last guy with you.
Doc, another freshman.
Yeah. And this is what the future is, where the future lies. There's a catch, there's contact, disengage, touchdown.
Had to climb the ladder a little bit to go get it.
I think it's a part of practice. Can you imagine a Hurricane practice?
Like a track meet.
There you go, highly competitive. You either bring game or stay home.
And the extra point is good. So the Hurricanes put a half 100 on them today. It's 52-17. Wow.
And the wow, to me, is justified by the fact that it's the Cavaliers defense. I mean, they are very good. But leave them out there that long,
it is going to cause some grumbling, though, of Charlottesville.
More grumbling now, yeah, because when you hit 50, or 50, for those of you that are not claimed to that dialect, you're in trouble.
Want to try Sonic's Everyday Value Meal? It delivers the great variety of food that you would expect, and all for only $1 all day, every day. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. I want to remind you that ACC football continues again next Saturday at noon.
Where are we going?
Well, we're waiting to see who does what today.
You mean you don't know where we're going?
No. We do. We're just seeing.
It just sounded like that was a promo.
Who's hot and who's not is what we're doing. We're trying to give everybody that road to Tampa.
I love it.
And so if you look, see, this is what we're waiting on. It's third quarter. I mean, look at the shootout with Maryland and NC State. And then the game's coming up, of course, Wake and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's trying to run the table to get to the championship game. Duke trying to run the table. They play Carolina, so they're just going down the road. And Florida State at Clemson.
Wow.
They're all big
those
games.
are excellent games. Today was a terrific lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're waiting to announce where we're going.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you.
Cavaliers of Virginia will have pretty good starting field position here, but this game is fait accompli. Raycom Sports is on Twitter for more important TV updates, ACC scheduling info, highlight, archive video links, and a whole lot more. Follow us. Just go to twitter.com/Raycom Sports. It's a tough profession. Al Groh knows it. He's been in it a long time, and it never gets easy. And there's always that time when you know you're sitting on the hot seat.
Notice how that always happens to the team struggling.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I know it.
It just don't matter. He didn't do it on purpose. It just seems to happen, man. It's tough.
Been there, done that. Al Groh took over Virginia's program in 2001. His record 59-49 will now go to 60-49 as the Cavalier fans a little bit antsy. No question about that. A lot of folks up there want to see a lot more people in those seats at Scott Stadium. Always liked that place, Scott Stadium. Always liked to play there, broadcast games there.
Well, I mean, I just from a broadcaster standpoint, I just know what they've done in terms of the renovation. It's beautiful. It's stately. They've done a good job. And but I think our conference as a whole has made a terrific commitment to football, and you can say they've backed it up. There's been cranes everywhere we've gone. I know the last 16 years I've seen this thing flip.
Yep. Big gainer for the Cavaliers off the right side. Torrey Mack is a redshirt freshman. He picks up the first down. Well, it was a good game that first half. The Cavaliers were sticking right with them. But look at this.
Well, yeah. But that's what you strive for. You know, you want to put people away. You don't want it close. You know, good teams take all the doubt out of it.
24-17, we still had a ball game, and then of course it's been all Miami ever since then. As a matter of fact, that run right there was Virginia's first third down conversion today in 12 attempts. So once again, it's the offense that really has the Cavaliers in some trouble, and that looked like an early contact, no flags. But you're right, the defense has played well. The offense really hadn't had the talent or the execution the last couple of years, certainly not the production. They were dead last year in scoring and total offense. Last year, and again this year, they're right there at the bottom, scoring and total offense as well.
And when you make a change on your offense, you change coordinators, you change personnel, you change schemes, and you get the same results, then that's a check.
Liberty Mutual scoreboard. Heck of a Purdue-Michigan game.
Arkansas.
Purdue got Michigan by 2. What a final that was. And Iowa, number 4 in the nation, has already lost today.
Where do you stand on Boise?
You know what? I'm controversial on this. Most people don't agree with me. I'm a BCS school guy. I like the big conferences. I think they work harder. I don't mean work physically harder, but you've got to beat people every weekend to get there.
I mean, every week.
And I'm not sure, you know, Boise's they've got a great track record, and when they've had the opportunity, they've shown well.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, week in and week out, they aren't playing like the Big Ten, the Pac-10, the ACC.
No, I tend to
SEC.
agree. I respect what they've done. It's terrific football, terrific coaches, and the whole 9 yards. But you got to be judged every week. 13 weeks.
And you know what else, Doc? I'll tell you what I don't like, and I as a lover of college football, I don't like this thing being on Capitol Hill. I don't like the congressman discussing what should happen. Or, to be honest with you, not even the president. He's got more important things to do than worry about.
Well, you hope so.
You know, leave it in the hands of guys like John Swofford, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, but you know, the thing that has always bothered me, you got a flag on the play on this, is that Division II can get it done, Division III can get it done, and Division I. But I know there's a reason why they're not. The attempt is not worth it, but just a little frustrating. Because you talked about basketball, which took me to this thought. Because there's nothing better than March Madness.
I think someday we may have a playoff in college football at this level. You know, everybody else has it. This might be another one of those helmet situations.
Personal foul, face mask against Miami. 15 yards, previous spot, automatic first down.
But you know what, Doc? The way the BCS is set up right now, as you look at this play again and you look at the face mask, and right here, that is a dangerous play because he didn't let go.
Yeah. See, you got to let go. You got to let go, and you know, you can feel it. You know when you're, even with the gloves on, you got to have a feel for that.
So they move the chains and move it all the way down with 39 seconds left. But as you look at the top 25, we'll show you what's happening, who's in, who's not. But, Doc, there's never been more conversation. There's never been more popularity in college football than there is right now. So something's working someplace. And that will stop the clock with 34 seconds left.
Boy, Vic, you know, one thing Mike Hogwood mentioned, I totally agree. I really thought Vic Hall would have had a bigger role, you know, in today's ball game.
We certainly expected
I expected that.
Now, UVA's got its third straight game, giving up over 400 total yards, and Miami's got its fifth straight with over 430 total offensive yards. So that will be indicative of the score, 52-17 Hurricanes. Been a fun afternoon, but great weather down here in South Florida. A nice play knocked away at the last second. So a banged up defense, but Harris closes on the football and knocks it out of reach. Let's watch Brandon Harris, number 1.
Oh boy, nice play. Great camera work. Our guys are really fired up today. I don't think they missed a play.
That guy right there, Doc, Brandon Harris, he's one of the 12 finalists for the Jim Thorpe Award. That'll be announced December 10th. But he's second nationally in passes broken up, and he just got another one. This is the U schedule: North Carolina, Duke, South Florida.
Nothing easy about it, believe me.
Buys some time, throws underneath. He's got Mack, and Mack looks for a help. Down inside the 30 to the 25. Almost got through and slipped his way down to the 21.
Sure, a little shake and bake, and that's what the Cavaliers need. They need more of that in the offense.
14 seconds left. America's still battling.
Timeout, Virginia. That's the first timeout.
And Al Grove's still battling. Wants to make sure they try to get something out of this and leave here on a positive note anyway, getting some points.
Well, you know, you've been there. You work all week for this, and you don't quit until that whistle blows.
Absolutely.
You don't quit. Quit coaching, you don't quit trying, you keep it going.
Well, it's been a great year in the ACC. Riley Skinner, over 9,000 yards of total offense. How about Thaddeus Lewis? Like Skinner, one of 3 players with 2,000+ yards. Bobby Bowden, he'll tie George Welsh for most games coached in the ACC with today's game against Clemson. And Mickey Andrews has announced his retirement after this season. He's been defensive coordinator and secondary coach at Florida State for 26 years.
Legends of the game.
We were just down at Florida State last weekend, and we talked to Mickey, and I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, you had the feeling that he was going to make the announcement this past week, and he did.
Yeah, I hoped they wouldn't, but you know what? He doesn't need to apologize for anything. His success speaks for itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
But if Bobby Bowden comes back next year, I thought that Mickey would be with him.
I think they did it. I think they'd like it this way. I really do. I don't think they want to go out at the same time.
Going to the end zone, looking for a big play, don't get it.
And I say that because for Mick, out of respect for Bobby,
right?
That, you know, whatever Bobby decides to do is on his own platform. I really believe somewhere along the line, Mick said, you know what, I'm done.
You know, Bobby Bowden was down at his family gathering, as they do every year, and they're having some fun and they're needling each other. Bobby says anybody that hadn't been fired, stand up. He was the only one who stood up in the family.
That's why it's a great story shared with him.
Oh, my. Here's the last play of the ball game. I do believe Verica goes to the corner and throws it out of bounds, intended for Vic Hall. But that'll do it. Hurricanes of Miami flex their muscles 52-17 over the Cavaliers, and we'll be back to Land Shark Stadium right after this.
ACC football has been brought to you by Yingling, by CPI Security, by Sonic Drive-In, and by Hyundai.
Yes. Well, for Miami, Greg Cooper had a great day. Damian Barry, Lee Chambers came in late. He had a great day. Mike James still a little bit antsy with a banged up leg, but Ja'Cory Harris showed that he is the caliber of quarterback that is worthy of the Davey O'Brien Award. And a big win for the Hurricanes, 52-17 Miami. And we'll be back with some final thoughts after this word from your local stations.
You value your friends. So does...
Well, Randy Shannon is now 19-15 as the head coach at the U. He's hoping they've turned the corner. He's elevated the talent, and now they've raised expectations. Miami set to make a serious run at the ACC title. And who knows as we look ahead to 2010. Final score, Miami 52, Virginia 17. You've been watching exclusive coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference football on Raycom Sports. For Mike Hogwood, Doc Walker, I'm Tim Brandt. So long, everybody.